17,000.
Yeah, but 17,000 platinum, so it's a good amount.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like it's
It could have been noble and stayed an
still a
egg.
good amount, you know, like 17,000 platinum, which is what 170,000.
It was
170,000 gold.
It was 10% of 17,000 platinum. So
yeah, so 1,700 platinum, which is 17,000 gold, right?
Correct.
Which is
Yeah.
Which is a ridiculous amount of money.
It is a
Hopefully you
ridiculous
guys
amount.
succeed.
We did the math. We did the math far too many times.
Yeah.
Who in there? Ridiculous amount of money. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's why we're you're the negotiator, and I have no charisma whatsoever. Look, Ohm's just sitting there hoping to blow shit up and protect his brother. So you know, I mean.
He was impressed by the negotiation talent there, the skill. That's what he was impressed by.
I say we just rob him.
Anybody remember? Yeah, sure. Anybody remember anything else about the Merchant Guild leader, Basendi, the member of the Council of Six on the Citadel? No, good stuff. Oh.
Yes, I remember that.
That's right. That's right. He said he'd come back exactly as he went.
If you so wish. Or would we rather have Ito in our party?
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
Thunder Brother.
Well, let's see which one of them dies.
Claire said, "Do it for your Thunder Brother."
She has +1 charisma, but it's still awkward.
Oh man, that shit was funny. So anything else anybody remembers? I didn't hear a whole lot of anybody. Chris, you remember anything from last time?
I said no. It's been a long month. So sorry.
Cool. Anybody remember anything else that they wanted to bring up? No? Good stuff. Those of you who remember stuff, you get a D4. You can add it to whatever roll that you want. They do stack if you're keeping track of them. If you're not, then whatever. I don't care.
That's memoryist.
Last time.
That's memoryist. I can't even say it. Sorry.
You all had just arrived at the Dwarven Citadel, led by Holgun, whose life you had saved. Right, in no uncertain terms, you freed him, saved him, and as a reward, he dragged you out in the Wildspace, new frontier, if you will. Before arriving, you all had suffered a casualty, losing your friend Kestis, newly acquired friend. Some call him a Thunder Brother, others seem to not call him anything at all. But the loss of him was felt thoroughly throughout the party, so much so that as soon as you made any kind of contacts, as soon as Hogun connected you with anyone of authority, the focus of the group, the first priority was to try and find a way to get Kestis back. You were given two options, two opportunities to pursue, one of which was given to you by Saphira, the leader of the Talons of Justice, is what she said anyway. Who knows what that really means. To retrieve a stolen bronze dragon egg from a group of fanatics, and then maybe that dragon will then do a resurrection spell for you all and revive your friend. Chances were that your friend would come back as a bronze dragon born. He could come back as he was, or come back as anything else. Who knows? It's a roll of the die, one might say. As you were leaving to go get a drink Ohm was desperately looking for something to drink. He's been through too much, apparently, over the last couple of days. And as you were leaving, you were then sought out by Basendi, the guild merchant leader a member of the Council of Six, who had another opportunity for you. This one had a time basis to it, had a time period, a kind of deadline, if you will. Because he was looking for an opportunity to make some money, right? And he has some property. He needs somebody to clear it out of any pests that were down there, making it hard for him to get a proper deal on it. In exchange, the person whom he's going to sell it to would be incredibly grateful and would then owe him a favor, which he would then give to you all, as well as 10% of the commission, which you negotiated for successfully. As this was time trial, that's what you guys decided to do. Immediately set off down into the temple, the ruined temple that you were told about, not even going through all of the items that you've acquired over the last couple of days, not even talking to each other, figuring anything out. Kestis's revival is at the forefront of all of your minds. You went down into the temple and you came across what appeared to be a just ruined, it almost looks like dungeon cells, maybe the way the rooms are kind of cordoned off, and it appeared to be infested with these strange rat/cat-like furless creatures that seem to have a particularly volatile allergy to magic. After dispatching them, after taking an appropriate amount of effort and suffering an appropriate amount of struggle, you were able to dispatch those that you had come across. And what's this guy's name? Ito found a book and immediately tucked it away. This did not go unnoticed and seems to have created some tension between these newly established party members, and that's where we find ourselves now. Ito having just handed the book to Ing, expressing that he doesn't have anything to hide, although he will complete the mission that he has been given.
So I think
what do you want to do?
I think the kind of the conversation that Ito and Ingval had kind of left off on was, like who are you, or something to that effect. What are your true intentions, something along those lines. And so I think in that respect, Ito would kind of pause for a moment and then look to Ingval and say, you realize this is where I come from. This is a place this is really the only place I've ever known. I've had jobs in many places for many people, and I have many missions many tasks that I get asked to do, and I've prided myself on a man who takes good care in making sure that my tasks are delivered upon as they've been presented to me. You are working for my boss. I am working for my boss. We're here together. What more do you want to know?
Well, the problem here, sir, is not necessarily the reason for your employ, but rather, would that reason trump the safety of the rest of our party? That is where my concern lies.
I can understand your concern. I ask you, what brings you here? Why are you here? I live here. This is, as I said, this is where I come from. What brings you all? None of you certainly look like the people that frequent the Citadel. If I am to assume, would that be a fair assumption? Why the Citadel for you?
He hooks his fingers in his arcane armor. The suspenders are underneath, so he has to put it in the joints of the armor. So he's like, you see, good sir, I do not believe you are in the position to be asking the questions. We all know each other, at least have been through some stuff in the last couple of days to have formed at least a rudimentary bond. You, however, we don't know much about. So, we know each other. We don't know you. What brings us here? Does it really matter at the end of the day? We know we're going to protect each other. You, we're not so sure.
It's a fair point. I don't know that I have a job to protect you. It's you all seem relatively capable, and I kind of assumed that my employer brought me along because he wasn't necessarily sure that at the onset of your interactions with him, but I can say with confidence that you seem to be able to handle yourself, or at least, and I would say probably looks directly at Ing in this respect. You seem to be quite resourceful. As I said, I have nothing to hide. I am here. I am a man of this place. I am seeking out answers of my own for my own past while I make my way in this place. I don't have a nefarious nature. I simply have a mission of, I guess you could call it, trying to find myself. Again, I'm happy to ask.
I highly appreciate the attempt to answer by not answering. It is a very unique skill. Unfortunately, I caught it quite quickly. So apparently we're not going to get any answers from you right now. Now, I, the player, think I know what he is. And I would like to do a check to see if Ing can figure it out. I'm getting Warforged vibes here from what you told me about him, about how the plates were like a part of him. And Warforged being rare, and if it's true, Warforged being rare and a kind of miracle of technology would highly interest Ing and could change certain perceptions. If that was the case.
So the question, I guess, would be, I don't know what experience Ing would have with Warforged. They're not typical on the planet of Satil. Automatons are. And maybe because of that, you could have some inklings or something. Yeah, give me a nature check or an insight, whichever one you feel more comfortable with, and we'll see what you can learn.
Yeah, I'm not gonna contest that roll at all. It's whatever. Yeah, if you want to roll on it, that's perfectly fine.
I would do nature.
You're not going to contest it at all, Ito.
No, like I said, Ito doesn't necessarily have anything to hide. So
wears a mask constantly.
Yeah, more for his own safety than anything. But he's with a group of people who seem to be relatively altruistic from his perceptive so far.
Sure.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, with a 9. You got your own super fancy armor that basically operates like clothes. Maybe he's kind of like you a little bit, maybe.
I would say that Ito kind of picks up on that Ing's being overly critical overly analytical of Ito and trying to just kind of get a sense, and he's probably just gonna kind of look at him and be like, while I gather that you all are a resourceful bit of folk and maybe you're new to party journeying together, pardon me, you, sir, seem to not necessarily be too used to this whole fighting business. I take it that you're not a man of mercenary or the folks we typically find here in the underbelly. Is that how did you come to be in the type of gear that you're in? That's a little odd for me.
I have
Easy, brother. Easy, brother.
But I mean,
I
isn't
I
that
asked with
obvious?
genuine curiosity.
Um,
I asked with genuine curiosity. As I'm sure that you have questions about me, I certainly haven't seen anybody like you before.
Sir,
The
sometimes
gift,
my
maybe.
brother takes things differently than a normal socialized person
Jesus
would.
Christ.
Well,
He has no
I
coof.
Yes.
I have
He has no filter, should we say. So
I'm gonna-
I apologize in advance for what he may say in return.
I'll look at Ohm and just kind of nod, and I'll look back at Ing and say, well, I guess we found our first thing in common, sir.
We shall see. At this point,
You
he
do
just turns away
see-
and he does start flipping through the book.
Which book was that? I believe you found
The
a
one
journal
that-
already, or is this?
The one that I would have given him.
Right.
Okay, all right, good stuff. So you start opening it up, start flipping through the book. Ido, you see him take this book. You know that it's kind of which there you were down here looking for a book. You don't know if that's the book that you were looking for, but it looks like it could be. You see him pull it out and start flipping through it. How do you feel about that? Do you have any reactions or anything like that as he seems to be perusing?
You should probably see him kind of looking through it and be like, I don't necessarily know what you're going to find in there. To be honest, I don't really know what I'm looking for in there. I'm not here to find the contents of the book. I got pointed in the direction of finding a book of a particular nature, and that's what I'm here for. I imagine it's probably not the only book I'm going to take out of here. So if you find anything of interest, I guess let me know. But I do have
At this
somebody
point,
that has tasked me to
Fields-
find these books.
Sorry. I was just going to say, at this stage, just to move it along, I would say he was just going to peruse
Sure.
through it as we continue,
Yeah.
rather than try to get an investigation of it right now or whatever. He's just going to look through it as we go along.
Just like a brief overlook.
Yeah.
All right. With that in mind, though, still give me an investigation check.
Okay.
But it'll be a casual kind of flipping through the pages, just anything that might pop out to you based on the roll. Oh, there you go, some shit right there, beautiful stuff. As Ido and Ing are having this conversation, Claire and Ohm, you guys are kind of looking on, watching. Is there anything that you all would like to add or interject or say or think or ask?
Well, you said that these were there were jail cells, kind of. Were they open?
Yeah, looking at them. So forgive me. This image isn't a exact,
Sure.
representation of it. It is like stone walls, but the layout of them, there's like two on this side, two on that side, based on the doors that you saw as you were coming in. It feels very like dungeon-esque. Feels very cells related. So that is the layout of the floor plan, if you will.
But it's all stone, no doors on these cells at all.
There are doors. You can see the doors here if you want to
stone
look at
door. So it is iron bars.
not iron bars, stone walls and solid metal doors.
Okay,
As you all are inside
got
the
you.
room still,
Yeah.
Yes.
where you were fighting. You can see the layout if you go back out into the hallway. You can see it
That's
just looks
right.
like this
do I-
thin hallway, very narrow hallway. These 4 doors along the either 2 doors on either side of it, and then what looks like another kind of section of hallway that has another door on the end of it, a larger kind of door. So
Okay.
that is.
Yeah, and I
Kind of
have
what you're
my
looking at.
torch still going.
Yeah.
Is
I don't
that
know, probably.
yes?
I will say, Ing does doff the helmet, and as he's going through, walking, flipping through the book, he's kind of limping. The blood coming out the side of his. He don't look good, guys. He's not acting like it.
Ing look pretty bad.
He looked fucked up.
Yeah.
He's suffering in silence over there.
Yeah.
Well,
Seeing that, I think at this point, Claire would cast a Cure Wounds on him. She has it. She sees he looks like shit.
Sure. Go ahead and target him for me and cast a spell. as that's happening. So with that, Ing, as you're kind of looking through the book, wincing with each page turn as every part, joint, and bone in your body seems to hurt, there are, with a 14, there are some things that you are noticing, that you're kind of picking up on. It appears to be a journal of some kind, clearly a like proficient magic users kind of notes and things. You can see some scrawlings that you do recognize, some like arcane code and things. In fact, it looks very similar, the code in this journal, to some of the arcane code that you've seen scrawled about these ruined temples in blood or some other unidentified substance. Kind of these markings that you see that are like all over the floor and things like that. You do notice that toward the front of the book, it seems to be written in common. All right, it just looks like just a bunch of journals. Somebody talking about fighting the Skrull and how the war has kind of impeded the proper application of magic. Magic isn't just for creating weapons, right? Like exploring the limits of what's possible is the point of it. But then later in the book, as you're kind of flipping through, you see that it changes from common. It gets a little more manic, and then it becomes this arcane code that you kind of like. Given enough time, you would think, and I think you would have you figured this out before. Given enough time, you might be able to decipher it, but it would take some time. But yeah, there's a lot of this as you're flipping through. There's a lot of stuff that you see in there, like it feels very manifesto-esque, right? There's like things that are underlined. There's things like they lie about the truth of magic, things like that you see that are scrawled and scratched in large letters and bold, circled and underlined on various pages. And one thing though that I think 14, yeah, why not? One thing that sticks out to you is there does seem to be talk of artificial creatures, artificial life forms, constructs that have been created to help the what are referred to as the Allied Empires. You don't know what that is. Fight the Skrull, SCRO. You don't know what that is. It's believed that by the individual who owned this journal, it's believed that the creators of these artificial life forms discovered how to summon souls from the higher and lower planes, and that the souls were either clean slates, like fresh, brand new souls, or they were wiped clean by the process of the summoning. Either way, that work, that technique, they never shared and they destroyed. And this individual whose journal this was has vowed to try and rediscover that process.
Damn.
So that's what you pick up as you're looking through the book. It seems if what Ito is saying to you is true, that he was sent down here to find a book, this probably seems like a valuable enough book for someone to send somebody down into a ruin looking for.
Probably seems like my earlier hunch was spoken too soon. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, more like it's confirmed because it was in your mind already, right?
You're right.
So,
would I say like I know his nature check didn't confirm anything or anything like that. But I like I said, I kind of figured something out, and I figured Ing would have a general like inkling. Like I know he doesn't know everything about it, but with your nature check, you might think that he's wearing a suit of armor or something akin to yours. Right. With the information that stuck out to you in this book because of the conversation that you just had, you have another idea. Absolutely. Okay. Well, he just turns to Ohm after all that, and he's like, "I'll need to talk to you later, brother."
Ohm just nods and then says, Are you gonna live, brother? How are those wounds?
I'm not in the best of shape, but thanks to Claire, which thank you, by the way. I feel a little bit better.
We are in your debt, Claire.
Always.
Ing feels better than he was. He still feels really bad.
Yeah.
I tried.
He's better than he was. He still feels bad.
Yeah. The blood is still there.
He went
See that
from
blood right
he
there in
went
the
from
corner?
he went from near death to badly injured. So he just changing of words there help.
Sure. Yeah.
He went from single shallow breaths to
Alright.
more double shallow breaths, guys.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Look, no, the
With
wounds
that,
are stitched up.
Scabbed over, maybe. So with that, you guys, you're down here to perform a job. You can, if you want to, you can continue to explore the dungeons and things, or you can, I don't know, do whatever you want. But you were down here to exterminate
Oh.
pests.
Can Claire hear any skittering?
Does Claire hear skittering at the moment? With your ridiculous passive perception, I'll say give me a perception check. The DC will be significantly lower because of your ridiculous passive perception.
Mhm.
Because fuck passive perception.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I needed that, so
oh!
I deserve that.
Over the
Distracted.
over the thrum of the conversation that Ido and Ing are having, and Ing's stepping, each step coming with a wince and a grunt, kind of thing. You're not really hearing any skittering at the moment,
Yep.
at all. Actually, suspiciously quiet.
Alright.
Well, I seem to be a little bit less banged up than all the rest of you, and I don't know, can any of you see in the dark? Somebody else want to take point?
I've got my torch. I'll take point.
All
I
right.
also have my dancing light.
Yes.
Watch out.
Well, shall we?
There's.
What do you guys want to do? You walk out into the room. You can see 3 other doors into rooms that you have not explored. You can see what looks like little holes in the walls every couple of, sometimes every 6 inches, sometimes every couple of feet. And you see ahead of you what appears to be like akin to like a vestibule or something. It seems to be some kind of separation from in this hallway, still part of the hallway that will lead into the next area that also has a large closed door by it. So,
So there's some doors here, guys.
Yeah. Ing's following behind Ohm, and he's got like his hand on his shoulder, and he's letting Ohm know he's a lot more hurt than he let on, telling everybody else. Like this is like, I need you to take the lead on this.
All right, just hang on, brother. Just hold on to me. Hold on to me, Ingval. Just think about your workshop. Think about your workshop. Just think about getting back to your workshop. And all the cool things you can invent. Like a nice new fancy gun for your brother.
I ain't dying, bro.
You're acting like it. What kind of GIF are you?
As you guys are creeping through this hallway of this dungeon here, you had just had a rough experience with some of these strange creatures that are here. Are you taking any precautions or anything? Are you do you want to be stealthy? Do you want to keep a lookout? Is there anything that we're trying to do? Maybe some teamwork or something. Keep you from dying.
I mean, I've got a torch. It's kind of hard to be stealthy when I'm like, hey, here I am with a torch.
But it's hard to be unseen, but you could be unheard.
True, very true. Okay, I mean, I am considering going into one of these doors, and I wanted. Are the doors locked?
Yes. Do you reach out and try to open one of the doors? If you do, then you will see that they are both locked.
Okay. What about the one that Ito's at? Locked.
Yeah, I was gonna put my ear to the door and try and hear if there's anything that I can hear behind the door.
Check,
That I can do.
As you press your ear to this door, you can feel the kind of cold can you feel? Yeah, you can feel cold. You can feel the kind of cold of the metal. Clearly has been, unoccupied for a very long time with a 7. You don't hear anything on the other side. You don't hear anything akin to the skittering that you heard earlier before you tried to crossbow shoot the little strange rat cat creature. So on the other side of the door, seems like it's probably an empty room.
Is it locked as well?
It is.
I don't hear anything, and this one's locked. I don't know what the idea is here, folks.
I'm not sure if those creatures are stealthy or not.
Do you want me to try and unlock it?
Here's I'll take kind of speak up, say, get out of the way. Let a professional do it. And I don't know. Let's see what happens.
He fails. I can try.
I mean, I can try too.
Whoever ends up unlocking the door, Ito's gonna hold Ray of Frost.
Well, I mean,
Okay, holding the action of Ray and Frost just in case. What's the triggering event?
which
if
door
there's
do we want to
something-
go for first?
If there's something that comes out of the door in a aggressive manner,
Do we
And
just
Ing-
want to
Ing-
do one door at a
Ing's just
time? So
Kind of looking around though, and he's like, perhaps if you guys, these creatures that we fought them, it seems like each one, while looking the same, has different weaknesses and strengths and reacts differently to being attacked. Perhaps we can figure out a way, should we encounter them again, to try to figure out this before. I don't know if immediately casting magic as a reaction would be wise.
Agree.
I'd agree with you there. We used a lot of fire last time, so I was gonna try some ice.
Still magic.
Yeah, magic is it's the essence. It's the essence of.
Welcome to hear any other ideas.
We use our guns and we shoot them.
And some of them didn't react too well to that. I think they split into multiple ones when we did that. if
All
I
I
remember
have is a
correctly.
sickle.
No, they
One of
didn't.
them,
When we
one of them
shot
did
them,
something, I think, with...
it was all from magic, though. I thought.
Was it all magic?
Yeah,
I thought one did
guns
something
did
different with
not.
physical,
No,
too.
guns killed them.
Okay.
So you're saying I should try to stab them with my sickle?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
So,
I feel using physical means would be the best.
Do we want to try and be stealthy about this, or are we just gonna go in with force?
I
think-
Altic kind of speaks. I'm always stealthy. Do you want me to open this door or not?
Hold on,
please.
Bug. Hold on, wait, Claire.
Rude.
Wait.
That's
Brother, are you ready for another possible battle?
Oh yeah, he dons the helmet, comes back up over his head, stands a little bit taller.
Stay as close to me as you can. All right. Go ahead, Zeltic.
Oh,
We
it
can
fits
stay
me.
together.
Fascinating.
Oh,
As you
nice.
see Zaltic kind of bend down in front of this lock here, the door that he's close to, and he takes his little thieves' tools out. You can see shifts his weapons down into his two side arms that are on either side of his ribs, and uses his main arms to kind of fiddle with the thieves' tools. You can see his eye, one large eye on the side of his head, kind of shifting and glinting a little bit in the dancing light that is beside him. As he gets in there, you can hear him focusing. You notice all of his body completely stops moving. As you can see, a expert at his craft kind of finds exactly the place. You almost don't even hear the lock click as he then opens the door. You see light goes into the room there. You don't see anything of concern. You don't see any creatures. You do see what looks like more bodies. None of them appear to be as desiccated or decayed as you would expect if no one had been down here for a few hundred years, which is what you were told by Basindi when you were sent down.
Ito's gonna put his kind of whatever, pull out his crossbow, and then he's gonna take a dagger that's kind of like hidden behind hidden underneath his cloak or his jacket, and he's gonna pass it over to Claire and say, "It's good to have options." He's gonna kind of start to peek into the room to kind of get a perspective to see if there's anything on there. There's a crossbow up at the ready.
I'll just say you don't really see anything of note. You do see a bunch of what looks like broken furniture. You can see again some bodies. You can see some more of those scribblings along the floors and along the walls and things. Close the door.
Oops.
Oh, sorry.
And yeah, it doesn't look like there's too much in here of note. You do see what looks like those little burn marks that you know now come from when those strange creatures explode. But you don't see anything of particular interest inside this room.
Can Claire lean down and check on the bodies and just investigate them, see maybe, how they were killed, how long they've been like this?
Give me a medicine check.
Okay.
Wow, big
So she's
20
good at.
die. So you first of all, you instantly notice these bodies could not have been here for longer than 10 years, right? Maybe 15 at the maximum. They have been decaying, but not very much, or at least not 200, 300 years worth where you would just be bones, right? Something about the lack of movement down here in this cellar is also preventing them from decaying at a normal rate. Maybe something strange is going on here. As far as the cause of their deaths, you see something that looks very much like the arcane kind of burns of magic. Not so much fire, right, but some kind of magic that most of these individuals were blasted with, it seems, judging by the shape of the impacts and things, and that aside from different slashes, you can see claw marks and bite marks and things, but it looks like the cause of death for these individuals here were some kind of magic blasts attacks.
With that, Claire is gonna step out. I think Vicendi lied.
Idos is gonna reach down and to the scrawlings and such on the ground, and he's gonna touch him with his right hand and just kind of see if he gets a sense of anything.
Is his right hand special?
Yes.
Oh man. Let's see here. So
It's the one you gave me, if that helps.
yeah. It doesn't do anything
Okay.
that might assist you in this moment.
Cool. I wasn't necessarily looking to get a reaction. Just curious to see if he felt any, if it's residual magic or anything like that in the room. So, so with that, he's gonna kind of walk out and.
All right, and with that, Ohm's gonna say, expert, huh? I'll show you how it's done to unlock a door." And he turns the one at the top there, and
Do you have thieves' tools?
No, but I have. I was gonna bash it with my elbow and use sleight of hand, but I only rolled a 10. Again. So,
get down there. Just do not have the tools appropriate for the job. Don't know why you keep trying to do it. It's very strange.
Jiggle the handle,
Yeah, you jostle. Which one was it? To the north or to the south?
To the north. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it just because I know it's good. This is how an expert does it. Jiggling the handle,
Ing's just kind of shaking his head at this point at you, looking at his thieves' tools.
The handle.
Brother, give me your tool.
Happen. Right. Nothing seems to happen. But then you do hear scurrying on the other side of the door as you try to like move it and open it.
Aha! There's something on the other side of this door to kill. Bug! Get over here.
Stop calling him Bug.
That's what he is, isn't it?
He just
Zaltik
Ing kind of looks at you and he's
"Hippo,
like,
shut up."
"Brother, I can."
That's what I am.
I-
I'm a Jiff.
I
we look
have,
like hippos.
I have proficiency in these thieving tools. I can try to.
Do we all?
So I guess
So yeah, Ing and Ohm are gonna kind of like switch places.
Switch
and Ing is
places,
gonna
yep.
try and open the
Oh,
door
sorry,
up.
I can't
Absolutely.
move. Yep, there you go.
Oh.
You can only move your
Chrome
character,
just crashed
so
on
it
me.
works.
1 second.
Oh shit! Unfortunate. So with that, Zaltik kind of shouts out to Ohm, says, not shouts, whispers aggressively to Ohm and says, look, if you want to live in this business, all right, you got to know what job you're good at and what job you're not.
I'll let you
You
go
hear
in ahead of
scurrying?
me in the room.
Okay.
Then we'll see
Get
who's
my
good
sheet
at
up
what
now.
job.
You probably should. Stand back. We already got one hippo dying. We don't
Sounds
need
like
two
a
dead hippos down here.
Would you both stop? Shh. Do you not hear the sounds back there? Voices down.
Brother, are you sure you should be the one opening this door with all those injuries?
I will. If I unlock it, I will stand behind a door and pull it open this way in front of me.
To the door.
Which is what, by the way, which is what I will do. When I do this.
That's the way it
If I
opens.
want to try, if I'm assuming the sleight of hand
That makes sense.
implies that I'm opening it stealthily, correct? If I'm using my thieves tools, I don't have to do
No.
this. You want a stealth check first before I do that, or?
Usually you would do it.
You proficient with thieves tools. We'll
Yes.
let the thieves tools roll cover. We'll let the thieves tools roll
Oh.
cover the stealth as you've stated your intention clearly.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be all right with just one roll.
right.
Come on, I love seeing it up the chance.
So
It's great.
just to be clear, though, the way the door opens, you will be backing into this. Like you want to stay behind the door. You will be.
Yeah.
backing
Oh, I
into
thought that
this
was an
little
archway.
section.
Is that like an arch?
It is.
Or...
It is an archway. It's open. You can back
Yeah.
into it. No
Okay.
problem.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna do. Was like back into it. that
Okay.
way.
Good stuff. I just want to be.
I
clear
do.
about
I
where
do
you're
glance
looking at.
behind me, and I see there's nothing there except another door at the end. And
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be anything moving.
Yeah.
You see some scorch marks on the ground. You see some holes in the walls, but you don't see anything that looks like it
goes,
might
okay.
attack you.
And you see him just kind of try to get down on one knee, and it kind of falls down on one knee. A slight groan, and he starts to pull out the tools, and he fiddles with the lock. And there we go.
Oh, big 17 on the dice, 22 adept, as you see, it almost appears as though the gauntlets turn into the thieves' tools. How adeptly you are able to pull them out and then use them to open up this, and you carefully, slowly, methodically creak the door open.
So I'm cyborg.
and
It's like,
step
it just
back.
turns into the Steve's tool. It goes-
And step back into this little archway here, at which point you guys will see the door open. You will then hear a buzz, and I need a dexterity saving throw from you, Ing.
Fuck. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh, I
It's
know.
not
It's
good.
a arrow trap.
And then you can
That's my
see
contacts.
you can see into the room. Ohm, you can see into the room. You can see it looks like a little critter there who
Oh.
appears to be back.
Yeah.
It kind of ducked under something inside the room.
I'm adding the 1d4 from the logs
Please.
that I got.
Yeah.
It's alright. I put it as situational, so it's already in there.
Good stuff. With a 9, you are not going to make the save. You're going to see as you step into this little room, you feel the stone floor beneath you just depress ever so slightly. And then in the holes in the walls, you can smell a very familiar scent, something you're used to inflicting on others. You can smell the ozone of lightning damage as the bolt of lightning just comes streaking out at you, crashing
Brother!
and running and racking your body. You all can see this explosion of lightning happen. On the other side of the room, he's going to take 9 points of lightning damage.
Oh
Ing
my
falls, taking all of it
gosh.
because he failed the dex save. And you will immediately see the creature, almost in response to the explosion of lightning energy, run toward the back of the room. What would you all like to do in this moment here? You see Ingval just racked with this lightning that has burst out. Ing, you can hear what sounds like arcane spooling happening.
Ohm
around you.
is gonna go check on his brother, and then pull his brother off that. And I want to, because he's still is he still getting shocked? Like
I'm not stuck or anything, right? I can move.
yeah, like he can move.
Yeah, can
It's
I-
not
can I
like it's
step
a one-time
out?
shock, or is he on a platform that's constantly making him shock?
You see the bolt of lightning happen, and then it stops, and then and you can hear the spooling up happening in the wall. Here to the
So yeah, I want to pull him off of there before it starts up again.
So you run in, grab him, snatch him back.
Yeah.
Give me an athletics check. You run up there, grapple him, pull him back. I believe you hippos get it with advantage.
Yes.
Please do. While that's happening, I saw Ito wants to make a move. Ito, what would you like to do?
Yeah, Ito is gonna try and go up and kind of take the front line place in covering the two of them, like looking into the room and kind of just making sure that, yeah, kind of being the front defense.
So this is a narrow hallway. You can get there if you would like. If they're moving at the same time, you may be able to swap places. You're going to kind of have to squeeze past each other. It's going to cost you difficult terrain. It's going to be, double your movement. But where are you going to? The door into the room?
So I was kind of thinking that like Ito would kind of slink across this wall, the wall here, and like kind of go there and like kind of point into the room with his crossbow.
So you're not going into the room. You want to be outside of the room, just pointing into it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we'll do that. As you kind of make your move there, you can see Ohm successfully is able to snatch Ing back, so you guys can move back to wherever you would like to go. Claire, what are you doing during this moment here? As you can see, the lightning shoots up Ing. It completely obliterates the minor healing that you did give to him. And you can see Ito kind of dash by and seems to be pointing his crossbow into the room. I don't know if you can see, you can't see anything into the room, but you see Ito pointing his crossbow. That's the lay of the land. What would you like to do?
She's gonna look over and Ing, get over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Ing pass me.
He does look
and
at
then I'm gonna
he does
swap
look at Claire,
places with him.
and he's kind of staggering. He's like, I was saving this in case anyone else needed, but I can use it on myself right now. So I'm gonna
Brother, get back.
Slack.
Let me get in front of you, brother, before you do that.
Yeah. Come over.
Get over here.
There we
Yes,
go.
And he's
over here.
and I'm gonna
Look at
cast
me,
Cure
look at me,
Wounds on
come
myself.
She's the mom.
Yeah, be sure to target yourself.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. As that's happening there, as Altek's just watching, kind of laughing at you all. Amateurs.
Whew. Literally the exact same amount I got back.
Back at the start.
And as he does that, you see it kind of fizzle, and he kind of looks. He's out of magic. It's like that is all the magic I can do until I take a rest.
These things don't like magic. You're fine.
All right, I saw something in there. Let's head in.
You can see the creature there looking at you. It appears to be back against the wall. Savage, you can see what looks like a bit of bone hanging from his mouth. That's chomping into it. Is looking very scared, but will attack if threatened.
I can
back around at the top. Ohm, what would you like to do?
I was gonna shoot it with my musket. If
Please.
okay.
Please, you throw Ing out of the way. You're going to shoot it from here?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Okay.
Oh yeah, let me target it.
All right, 13 is going to hit as you fire down into there. You are able to connect with the creature.
Oh,
Big 13 points of damage. Take him out immediately as you see the musket fires in and just completely splatters this creature against the wall here.
Ooh, gone.
Hey, Zeltic. That's what an expert is.
All right, you got it. It's a musket. So that appears to be that. You have movement, bonus action.
I mean, I've got movement, so I say we. I may as well move in and see if there's anything. And bonus action. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Let's just double check. Bonus action. No.
All right.
I'm done.
So you moved in, you clear the room, you look inside, just quick glance. You don't see anything that looks like it's dangerous in the room. You do see, a couple pieces of furniture, lots of destruction destroyed. You see those little explosions, that to be these creatures that when they blow up. You see a bunch of books. They seem to be tattered, torn, and burned. You see a couple of scrolls as well. But yeah, that's the gist of it.
Brother, I see paper. You might want to come check it out. I don't know.
Beautiful stuff. Claire, anything you'd like to do?
She's gonna look over at Ing, basically say, "Stay near me in case you go down, so you don't go down. Okay?"
Was that the Ing?
Yeah.
Well, what did she say again?
Stay near me in case you go down, so you don't go down.
Yes. Of course, I do have one more thing I could do. You see him kind of just.
I don't want to repeat a Testus.
You hear some clinking and a little steam escape, and he's going to activate defensive field to get 4 bonus temporary hit points.
All right.
How long does that last for?
Until they're used up.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
So just add those.
Nice.
So that happens. Zaltek's still just watching, giggling, and laughing. So is there anything that a professional needs to kill? No. Then I suggest we move forward. Was that thing trapped? Is that what hit you? What do we got to do?
Well,
Ito?
there's still one more door.
Ito?
Ito would probably just go into the room and just kind of with the intention of providing support to Ohm, looking and kind of seeing that there's no threat, would kind of just look down and see this scrawlings on the ground and just kind of grimace at him, I guess, and be like, I've been seeing these too much lately, and I'm quite curious to know what these are. And kind of look over at Ohm. You have any idea what this writing is? Seen this before?
That'd be my brother's expertise.
And Ohm, speaking of paper and seeing Ito going in a room alone with his brother, he pops in as well. What is going on in here? And he did looked at the runes earlier, and I thought I wrote it down. But you mentioned some stuff about it. Are these similar? Do they look different? I guess he would take a look at them.
All of the rooms appear to be very similar, even similar to the kind of arcane code at the in the second half
Journal.
of the book that Ito found. There is definitely a theme here. I don't know. Maybe you have enough evidence to tell this by this point. But give me an investigation check just to get another feel for what might have been going on here.
Yeah, just as a note, Ito
While
would have
that-
let him pass. Would have let him go and take a look at it. He's not trying to block him or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, with a 13, you can see that they are similar. Clearly, some kind of arcane code. Somebody went crazy inside this place. Somebody over time went crazy.
Is there anything with
Became
the
obsessed,
books that Ohm saw for me to look at, or anything?
Oh,
like that?
yes, that's right. A bunch of books. Looks like most of them are just kind of scribbles in their journals and things. Oh, day 1, day 2. Looks like a couple of. Looks like there's some like magic journals of teachings from wizards who they appear to be surrounding the ideas, lots of like necromantic ideas or something, using necromancy in various ways, but nothing that seems very useful. You do see a couple of scrolls. One of them appears to be a used spell scroll. You can tell because you can see the faint signature of like arcane glyphs and things, but another one appears to be an unused spell scroll.
Ooh. Okay, so yeah, he would
Oh.
definitely. He's gonna put the scroll and those books on necromancy all in his bag of holding, to keep him safe for now. So he will pocket all those.
Okay. Good stuff.
You say books on necromancy?
There appears to
Obviously.
be, yeah, book. It's just books with like necromancy, like notes about necromancy, is what it looks like. It doesn't look like it's valuable in any real significant way.
Ito would look at Ing and kind of see that he's recognizing something in this and just say, "Do you have any idea what these scrawlings are? I have to say I've seen them far too many times for me to be comfortable with this. What do you know of these things?"
He looks at the runes. He looks down like we're at the bag where he has the books that he's gotten so far, and he looks solidly at Ito. And the glowy eyes of his armor kind of narrow. He's like, I'm piecing something together, but until I know more, I will not speak on it.
Ito will turn back and look at Claire and just say, "You said our employer may not have been forthright with us. What?" He's gonna kind of like start to feel really kind of like uneasy and kind of a little bit uncomfortable with kind of all these things. And what are you getting a sense of here? I feel like there's things that you all may have. I'm going a little Kestis here. Sorry. I feel like there's things here that you all know, or you may be involved in, or you may understand that I'm not piecing together here.
I think we all need to talk sometime. I don't know if it's now.
I think that's a pretty fair point. Why don't we make a point of sitting down and grabbing a drink or whatever it is that you all would do after this, once we make sure we get out of here alive.
Let's not worry about that until we get out of here alive. Zeltek, can you open that other door down there?
Zosnik says, "Of course I can." Claire, as you're standing next to the place where there's obviously a trap, you can hear this like spooling, this like that then suddenly stops next to you.
Do you guys think this could possibly hit me?
I think that's pretty safe to say. Yep.
It sounded like it was only after my brother stepped through the archway, though, that the electric hit him.
Did we all hear this, by the way? Was it audible enough for everyone to hear it, even in the other room, or just Claire heard the spool?
No, Claire hears it.
Okay.
I think if you step on it again, it's gonna go off, so don't step on it.
So we have to jump over it.
I think we need someone to turn it off.
Maybe I've been in enough battles to know that where there's some sort of trap, there could also be controls. So possibly through that door. But to the
I think it's a
south.
sound idea.
Yep.
So Zoltik says, so what do you want me to do? I can try and disarm the trap, or I can open this door.
Let's do the door first.
The door first.
Alright. Gets in a position, you see him again, goes down, does his thing.
Wiggle, wiggle, and jiggle, jiggle.
My booty don't jiggle,
Sure.
jiggle. It rolls.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
You'll
What
see
the?
Zoltik gets down into position and click, 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 opens the door up again. He says, now if there's something behind this, I'm gonna need you to try and kill it, all right, Claire?
I'll try my best.
Opens the door, looks into the room, doesn't see anything that looks like it's dangerous. Can see this clearly a bunch of cots and things in this room. More dead bodies. Lots of mess and things. Zoltik says, I'll go in first. Walks into the room. Says, I don't see anything to control this. Oh, wait, let me look. Seems to be checking things out. What are you guys doing?
Ing is gonna squeeze by everyone and kind of just look into the door.
I'm just gonna squeeze by, try and say, "Excuse me, Claire. I need to get my brother here. Make sure he doesn't do anything stupid."
I have a gun, you know. I also have my own firearm, brother.
You also nearly died twice.
I put myself in front to protect everyone else.
If Mother
That's
knew
just
what you
I
were
do.
doing,
Zoltik is looking around, trying to understand something that he's seeing, but he doesn't quite understand it. It looks like, oh, it's the wrong motherfucker.
Ohm wants to start like looking under the mattresses on the cots, see if there's anything under them. You know.
Zoltik says, there's something against that wall there, kind of pointing over in this direction.
Here.
Yeah, the stones
What?
don't look right.
All right. Do I need to punch it? I'm gonna push really hard before I punch it. I'm gonna push really hard though. Do I need to do anything to?
You just start pushing against the wall.
Yeah, and start different rocks and.
Yeah, you start kind of pushing against the wall. You can feel one of the bricks seem to depress a little bit.
Okay.
Nothing seems to happen.
When I let go of it, does it come back out or does it stay depressed?
When you let go of it, it comes back out, and then you hear something going, like starts to spool up.
I think we found the deactivator. I don't know words. That's my brother's.
Can we double check to make
What are
sure
you doing?
before we get zapped?
Brother, get over here. You're gonna need to look at this. I don't know how when I press it, nothing seems to happen. But when I let go, I hear the electric sound again. So take a look at it, please.
He doffs the helmet. See his little jeweler's lenses come out. Takes out his arcane actuator. So was it just one brick? Is that all that all that
one
Ohm
brick.
saw?
One.
I'm
That's
gonna
what
yeah
that's what Holmes saw.
yeah.
I
I'm
saw
gonna,
one
Let me
brick
do
only.
an investigation check. I'm looking to see if there's more than one. If there's any markings on these bricks. You know, anything that can decipher this apparent puzzle.
Please.
Oh fuck.
That's rough. Ohm seems to he shows you the one brick that he kind of pushed in. You can see that brick depresses and then pops back out. With a natural 1, do you try to press the brick? Is that a thing that you attempt to do, or are you just?
He literally just starts poking it like this, and it's going. It's a nat 1, man.
Every time it pops out, you hear this like spooling start up again, clearly coming from the wall.
Well, it's definitely some kind of switch.
Ito's gonna kind of hear all of this kind of commotion and just kind of stand in the doorway and. What happened? What did you feel when this thing went off? When you walked through it? When you pushed through it? Did you feel anything around you?
I didn't feel anything, but there was a sound, a spooling sound, similar to the sound I heard when I was.
No, brother, he's talking about when you went through the archway. How did it feel?
Did you?
Not
do you
good.
Feel like you?
It was
did
very,
you feel like
very
you,
tingly.
I can imagine that it would be uncomfortable. I'm curious to know. Did you feel a mechanism that you may have actuated? That there was a trigger of some sort that we might be able to?
Well, I'm assuming there's some kind of pressure plate. Would he have felt that, DM?
Yeah, you felt as soon as
you felt in, he said
depressed.
You felt the
yes.
Yes,
when I walked in, yes, the floor appeared to have some kind of depression that activated whatever mechanism zapped the living hell out of me.
Ito is going to just kind of try just lifting up one of the like cots or beds like in its entirety just to kind of get a sense of how heavy it is.
The bed, yeah, fairly heavy.
Fairly heavy.
Yeah, you could move it if you wanted to. It'd be easy if you had some help, but it's pretty heavy.
Oh, here, I got this. I grab it from him.
One-handed, he lifts his back.
One-handed, yep, exactly. What do you need me to do with it?
My thought is that if you set something off, perhaps by something on the floor, that we may be either able to keep it depressed and get past it, or at least set it off and we can make our way through before it goes off again.
If you keep it depressed, it will keep going off.
I think I understand this. Can I try something?
Please.
By all means, young lady.
I think the button is a button.
Button is a button. I get it. I understand. A button.
While you say that,
Ing
is looking at you, just pushing it like this, and she's nodding.
A genius, just like you. She figured. She's a genius, just like you. I'm still holding the bed while I say that. Brother, she's a genius, just like you. What am I doing with this bed?
Says the man holding a bed. Like,
I'm just holding it under my arms.
I think maybe we have someone hold it down and see if it goes off. We put the bed on it.
You're talking about the pressure plate out there, or the?
Yeah.
Sure. And I carry the bed out.
Yeah, and he's
there.
like, it seemed to be, brother, right after the archway, right when I stepped in, the first tile right there, it seemed to be the place.
But we're gonna do it when we press the button in. Press the brick in. Got that?
All right. Ready.
Ing looks at you. He's like, "You can do it."
And I put the all right.
So the plan is Claire depresses the brick, and then
I put the bed.
slaps the hallway floor with the bed.
Yes.
To see if it works.
Okay.
To see if
Sure.
it deactivated it.
Do it at you. However you're doing it, do it at your leisure. Tell me what happens.
Ready when you are.
Claire pushes it in. Ready?
And I slam the bed.
Ing's had his
down.
hands on a door frame. He's like looking. He's ready.
And I
go ahead.
With two hands, slam down the bed frame and press and let it go. And I'm assuming the floor starts to depress while it's on there. Bed frame is heavy enough, I'm guessing.
You slam the bed frame down. You hear it hit the ground, kind of bangs into it. Then you notice it gives a little bit, just a tiny little bit, almost imperceptible. But if the bed wasn't so heavy, because the bed is so heavy, you significantly notice it drop a couple of more inches, and nothing seems to happen.
Okay.
Was I right?
Ito's
Hold
going
the
through.
button still. I'm gonna do
I'm
something
holding.
crazy.
Ito's going
Oh,
through.
but
Ito-
Dives
Can't
right
Leroy
over.
Jenkins
Wait,
his
no,
way
no,
into
no.
the room.
No,
Dives
there's
right
a
over and
giant
just goes
GIF
through.
in your way. You
I
can't
need-
get around
I
a
need an
giant
acrobatic.
GIF.
I need an
Yeah,
acrobatic.
you're gonna need an
check.
acrobatics
gotta-
You can
yeah.
squeeze
Let's-
past him. And
Let's
hop
also
over
mention
the
there's a
bed.
giant GIF and a bed in front
Yeah.
of the GIF.
Yeah.
I heard you.
It's
Can
just
I
for the
make
bed.
can I make that an athletics roll?
No.
Okay.
That's acrobatics.
Leroy
You gotta get around the GIF,
Jenkins.
around the bed.
This is about footing, not strength.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah,
Oh,
boy.
big 18 on the
There you
dot.
go.
With a
There you
minus
go.
17
one.
is you're able to just kind of sneak past, almost disappearing into the shadows and popping back out on the other side of the bed, standing on the ground. You can feel the floor depress again as you stand onto it, and that's what happens. What do you do as you're facing the door?
Nothing went off. Like
But
there's no.
Claire, are you still
I'm still
holding the
holding.
button?
I'm not moving until you tell me to.
Let go
She's
of the
still holding
button,
the button.
Claire.
Yeah,
don't
I'm gonna
trust
try
that.
the door and see if it's
As you can see, this door is significantly larger than the others, almost like a double door kind of situation. You see these two handles. You grab onto them. Doesn't seem to budge.
Ing looks back at Claire, by the way, and he's like, the new guy
Here's
just ran
some-
into the room.
What was that? What was that?
What'd you say?
I said Ing like
Mic
looks
is in
back
front
at
of you.
Claire, and he's like, the new guy ran into the room.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You hear on the other side of the door, Ito, what sounds like thump, thump, thump. Seems to be getting quieter.
Well, I think we figured our way past this, but I don't know that we're alone on the other side of this door. We can unlock it, but we better be ready.
New guy, get your ass back here.
I seem to be on the safe side of this, so
What happens when? All right, Claire, go ahead.
Should we have
and,
Claire let go of the brick?
button. Yes,
I'm
let
not
go.
letting
Have
go
her
of
let
the
go
brick.
of the brick, brother.
I'm not letting go
He
of the
pulls
brick.
out a notepad. Let's see what happens here.
First, look.
Scientific method.
Here, hold on. I take the bed and I push it down so it's down like I can stand on it, and I go stand on the bed, and I grab onto Ito and I say, "All right, let go. If we start to hear it, I'm gonna grab him and I'm gonna jump off the bed with him in my arms through the archway,
Okay.
before we get shot."
Okay.
So
All right. I'm going
So let
to
me
ask
get right
you.
here.
I'm going to.
Sure.
I'm going to ask you for an athletics check
you got it.
and an acrobatics check.
You got it.
Both of them.
You got it.
You can go ahead and roll them now.
Okay.
And and
Yes,
if
yeah.
you need them, we'll have them. And if you
Oh
don't,
my
then, we'll
God.
see what happens.
Oh
That's
my
not
god,
good.
the strength check.
That would have been a
Ooh,
great
good.
roll at craps, but
Claire
Hold
still
on
isn't
a
letting
sec.
go, just so you know. She's still
Hold on
pressing
a
out. She does not
second.
trust you
Hold on.
guys.
So
so
then
wait, let me
you
use.
don't-
I'm gonna use
you
it. Hold
can
on,
make the
hold on. I want to
acrobatics.
use a
What? Oh.
superiority dice.
can
I
you do
use-
that? Is there?
I don't know. No, it's only for attacks, isn't it? It's only for.
There are some things that you can use outside of combat, but I don't know if you have any of them.
I don't think so
They're
either.
very
yeah.
specific.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah,
I've
it's
got
unfortunate.
Commander Strike, Repost, and the goading attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So
action
with that,
surge.
does Claire let go of the button?
No.
No, not yet.
No.
But can I try the
Climbs over this bed, grabs on the Ito, is waiting to make this. Waiting to make this.
I guess
this
hold on. Let me do
heroic
the acrobatics
dash,
check too.
this
Hold on.
heroic lunge. Doesn't
Oh
realize that
my
he doesn't
god!
even have that
There's
good
the
of a grip.
acrobatics check. Yeah.
Doesn't realize that he doesn't even have that good of a grip on Ito to begin with. Ito just kind of slides out of his hands, very like nonchalantly, and looks back at him. Claire still holding the button down. Zaltik walks out and says, "You all are idiots. Move out of the way. Let an expert unlock the door.
Thank you.
I'm a professional. You're all gonna get somebody killed.
Get back here.
It's not gonna be me.
There we go. All right,
Move
go
that
on.
bed."
Oh, yeah, whatever. And I pick it up. I want to throw it behind Zaltek, though.
Over his head.
He's got he ducks.
Over his head.
With your abysmal athletics check.
Keep
He
holding
just
the
barely
button,
gets
Claire.
over his head. Splinters as it hits the ground. Was not prepared to take as much damage as it has taken. Zaltik says, "Hey, Claire, are you holding the button still?
I'm not letting go.
Don't let go of the button. I'm not like these idiots."
Thank you.
Walks in, begins to go to work on the lock, unlocks it. You see him kind of says, "All right, I got it. Do I want to open it now? I don't hear anything. Seems like it's fine."
We still got a slight issue with the button issue.
No,
So,
if you get hurt, just come into this
hold
room.
on. Hey, Zaltek, back up, and I'll go through the door. I will go through the door and be the first, just in case.
Zaltik backs up. Seems like you need somebody
Backs up.
fast.
Hold on, before you go in.
I am quite fast for my size. Thank you very much.
Brother.
What is it?
Before you go in, can we perhaps try to see if we could wedge something in there to hold this brick in rather than Claire standing here? How is she going to follow us?
I
Well,
could just stay here and you could come back. If
We
you hurt.
might need you in whatever's behind that door.
how about wait, I have an idea. Move out of my way, please. I'm gonna go grab another bed. I guess everyone moves out of my way. Grab
A
another
bed is
Claire,
not going to
move-
fit in there to wedge it.
No,
brother.
Will you watch what I'm going to do
That's
here?
incredible.
I may not have
This would be a
quite the smarts you do, brother, but I've been in enough battles to know
What were
how
you
to
doing
wedge
with beds
something.
and traps in a battle? What kind
Watch,
of battles
watch,
are you in where you have beds and traps?
Back up.
That's my
Back
question.
up, Claire. Back up, Claire. I got
Oh,
this.
back up, Claire.
It's-
Yeah, don't answer
no,
the
we're
question.
not
Don't
letting
answer
go
the
of the
important questions.
No.
It's a
no,
battlefield of love.
No.
There's
Claire,
no one
you
on.
were-
There's no one in there.
Happens
There's no
to
one in
have-
there. There's nobody in
There's
there.
no one in there. You can let go, Claire. Claire,
You can let go. There's nobody in
My
there.
brother, Ito,
Celtics
they're out.
out.
They're no longer in there.
Everybody's
You can
out.
let go.
All right.
I
so I'm
have
gonna
an
take
idea.
the bed.
If
Let go of the
anyone-
button.
Where-
Claire, you release.
Yeah.
Does everyone please stop talking? Claire, you release the button.
Yeah, and she steps back, frustrated because she keeps trying to say, "Does anyone have mage hand?"
You see the brick come back out, and you all can kind of hear it's this spooling up happening.
Yeah. So where on the wall is this brick? Like what? Seriously, what height?
It's at about arm level. It's at about arm height.
Arm level? Okay. So I want to take the bed and I want to angle it properly so that it's
Brother,
depressing the brick
brother. He rummages through his pack and he pulls out
and using the ground for leverage.
he pulls out a python
You
and
want
his
to
hammer.
lean
He's
the
like,
bed up
we
against
can just
the
wedge
Exactly.
You know what?
this python.
You know what? Claire will give you guidance on this. She has
We
it.
can just wedge
Let's
this
just
python in
do it.
there.
Why not?
Why? We have the tools right here. Use what's your resources that are around you.
As
First rule
Claire
of the
is
battlefield.
reaching out, places her hand on Ohm, gives him guidance. Ito, you have a suggestion you would like to make? Oh, not Ito, sorry. Ing, you have a suggestion you would
Ing.
like to make?
Ing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. He pulls out from his bag. He pulls out a python and a hammer. The python is those things with the eye hooks that you can like use to climb. You nail into like
That is
brick
what it
and
is.
stuff. And so I'm assuming since it's depressing, there is a bit of a gap around the edge of the brick. So
Especially when you press it, you can see it. It's well hidden,
yeah.
but it's
So
definitely
I'm
there.
thinking, yeah, if we push it in, I can just wedge that python in there and it should
Ping,
hold
ping,
it. Yeah. It should just hold it in.
That's
But the bed
fairly
will
simple.
guarantee that it doesn't come back out.
A piece of metal nailed into the brick. You're going to trust these, and he looks at the beds, which I'm assuming look pretty rickety and old and ratted at this point. That can
That's
easily
fair.
fall
Just like
over
backwards.
Zaltik. He threw one over Zaltik and it shattered.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah,
harvest.
but a GIF
beds are pretty
through
old.
it.
Brother,
Okay.
who has the more engineered minded here? You're just tossing beds. Let me please.
Zaltek kind of sees the siblings doing what they do, and he says, "So you're gonna shove a piece of metal into that electric trap? Seems real smart."
He's got you there, brother.
All I gotta do is ground myself.
Do you have rubber?
Whoa,
Look around on the
whoa,
ground.
what
Do
kind
I
of
see anything
questions
on the
we
ground,
have?
DM, that I could use as insulation? I'm sure there's a lot of radio blankets I can wrap around the python.
There is a single roll of electric tape.
Electric tape.
What a convenient
I'm just asking for a ratty
find.
blanket at this point. It doesn't have to be electrical tape.
There's definitely some like really ratty old like rug pieces that are mostly shredded. I don't know how much it'll help not conducting electricity, but you can certainly try.
Ito's just gonna walk
I
back
mean,
into the into
he's-
this room here, find a bookcase, kick the shit out of it, and then bring a piece of wood over and hand it.
That's
to
what
him.
I was trying to do with the bed.
Yeah, Ito's just
You
kind of
can't
get.
wedge the
walks
bed
over.
leg into it. At least this piece of wood can be wedged into it, brother. Please.
In
Doesn't
Is
need
there
to
word,
wedge,
is
just
there a
need
word
to
for
keep it
physics
pressed.
in
The
D&D?
weight.
Is there just
The weight.
Physics. is the word.
The weight
so
needs
Ito-
to push it in. That's all. It doesn't need to be wedged. It's not a lever. It's a button.
Ito's just gonna kind of like look at Ings. I wasn't thinking that would be the thing you hold it with, but perhaps in between the two, I don't know. You guys do
He
your
takes
thing.
it
I'll
and,
be
he's
out
looking
here.
at everybody and he's just like, listen, I don't know why you are thinking this is some kind of plug
Boom
in
picks
the
up the
wall
bed and just
where
shoves it against the button
electricity
and leaves
flows
it.
through. It's magical lightning.
Claire's just
So-
sitting there with her hand
So I
on
grabbed
her
the bed and I
forehead.
shove it against the button and leave it there and walk away. What happens? Does the button stay depressed?
Did you just shove us all out of the way with the bed?
Yes, absolutely I did.
And you just like kind of throw it up against the wall.
No, well, I lean
The
it up
bed?
against
you
the
like
wall.
you
so
try
it's-
to place it. like,
Yes, yeah,
specifically.
yeah.
The bed, you cannot see the brick. You don't know what condition it's in.
Do we want to try the bed in the
But
hallway?
we didn't hear the spooling that we hear normally, right? There was no spooling when he pushed it in this.
The spooling you normally hear when the
When
button
it's
is has been
released.
depressed and then
Depressed, yeah.
released.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's what you normally hear.
So
Yeah,
and so
what
I
the
mean,
fuck?
no. Look, Ohm's stubborn. So, and so he thinks it is. So I'm gonna.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my
So
And here I
hey,
go.
while he's doing that, oh my god! I can say I got to the wall faster than you walked out.
Ing sees his there's a bed in the way. Ing sees his brother's trying to do. Both of you are going to have to make. We're gonna make acrobatics checks. This is what we're going to do to see who can get to where first. Mostly, and the reason why it's acrobatics is because there are obstacles mostly. So please, both of you, contested acrobatics. Whoever wins, right? So whoever gets the higher number gets to where they're trying to
Do I get
go
advantage
first.
because I was closer to the wall than he was to that door?
You
He
were
had to
not
go.
closer to the wall.
What do you mean?
You were not
I
closer
moved.
to the wall.
I was
By
here.
the time
I was
you
here.
realized, by the time you realized what he was doing, you guys were like ready, set, go on the same in the same space.
He had to walk
having
around
to
me to
flip
get
through
out of the
area.
room.
But you didn't know
Oh,
what he
had
was
the
doing until he
D4.
got out there.
I tried. I tried.
You will not be able to do that, unfortunately, Claire. This thing is happening a bit too fast. Ingval has an 18. Ohm
Like,
still
he
does
still
have his
has the dice.
D4.
Oh.
He does still. That's true. He does still have it.
Yeah.
And so,
Yes.
There you go.
Ohm with a 17, even with the D4, just barely unable to get it as you step out onto
God.
the plate. Ohm, you can feel it depressed. Nothing seems to happen inside the room. Claire, you see Ing.
Ha!
I
Told
lifted
ya.
the bed and I'm like,
And yeah, the bed is just up. You're just able to get there. Ing, how do you respond to having just done that? You and
Oh,
Claire
like-
alone in the room there.
brother,
Just
what is wrong with you?
See, everything's fine. No
So he's
lightning.
he's
And I
holding it.
open
I'm
the
assuming he
door.
still has the piece of wood that that Ito gave him when he brought it in.
And I opened the door and I walked.
Do you
through.
have it? Sure.
Yeah, Ito
sure.
did say he came in and said he handed it to.
Yeah, I gave it
Ohm
to you.
walks in, opens the door, and enters the room there. That happens. You can see the doors open. Ito, you saw all of this happen. Ohm walks in. Stop moving, Ohm. Ohm
Sorry,
walks
I was
in,
standing away from the door in case someone wanted to come through. Sorry.
Cool. Ohm walks in. Ito, you saw Ing dash in. You can surmise what happens. How do you react to that moment?
Ito's just gonna sigh, just kind of look back at Zaltik, and I understand now what you're dealing with. I sympathize. I seem to sympathize with you, and
Love it.
I don't know. I don't know exactly what Ito would do. You probably
You can
come
see into the
come
room.
up. Yeah, probably come at least to here and just kind of
In
look
fact, Ito can see past Ohm and can see that there appears to be some kind of tiny furry creature that is hanging out deep into that room there.
Okay, so with
Just
that,
statues along the side.
with that knowledge, Ito would kind of peek into the room and just say, "I don't know what you guys are doing in here, but Mr. Armored friend there, maybe get your button in order there. I think your brother's not alone in that room. I'm gonna go.
Already on it.
I'm gonna go."
So-
And he'll follow behind
Ito
it.
goes in to join Ohm. Zaltik says, "Hey, you guys are idiots. Just gonna get somebody killed. I should just let them get themselves killed. We've killed the pest already. I can go collect the 1700. Claire, what are you doing during this moment?"
She's gonna assist Ing in whatever he's doing. She's not dealing with that.
You're just gonna help Ing. Ing, please give me an investigation check to shove this. You're using the wood or the piece of the pipe.
I was using the wood and
Okay.
my one of my hammers, and I'm not like
Sure.
since it's wood, I'm not like pounding on it. I don't wanna break
Right.
it,
You're
so.
being careful with it. Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
be more of a finesse kind of thing. So if you
Yeah,
want,
so
you can either
Dex?
sleight of hand or you can either sleight of hand or you can investigate. I'll give it to you either way.
I'll do sleight of hand. I mean, it's +4 for both of them, so.
Sure.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Ooh, boy, with a 9,
Oof.
you get it in there, you line it up so nicely. You're like, this is the exact place to hit it. You pull back on it. Claire, did you say you were helping Ing?
Yeah.
How might you be assisting Ing? Do you have something?
Can she do like a perception check or something to see just where to put it, or investigation just so he knows just where to put it?
Both of you eyes on it. What I'll say is you can give him advantage on the roll,
I'll take that.
and he can roll again.
She's just going like, just there.
Oh,
All right,
Little
with
better.
a 12.
Better.
As you line it up, you find the exact spot. You're like, because you can see a chip in the brick just large enough for the wood to kind of catch a little leverage. That way you won't have to worry about it sliding back out. You raise your tiny little hammer. And you feel like, a little bit too much. The tension of the situation and your wounds, you almost put a little too much stink on it. Get a little closer. Pink, 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 pink. Tap it meticulously as you do with the many, many tiny pieces of machinery that you work with on a daily basis. You're able to just wedge it in there. You can see the wood seems to be splintering a bit. You don't see anything that looks like there might have been some kind of electrical current through this stone or anything. Zaltik clearly didn't know what he was talking about, but it seems to be wedged. You do not hear the spooling or anything. You don't see the brick trying to pop back out. It seems like you have succeeded. Zaltik is going to walk into the room with you guys. Claire and Ing in the background.
I could picture
Um,
Claire's holding the light, and I'm like, she's like, no,
Hey,
right.
Hold on, let me just
all right.
just for
Yeah, close the dancing light over.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. So
All right, and he stands
that
back. He's like,
happens, you succeed.
I think it's good. I
if you
think
wanted
we're
to
good.
move, you could do that.
Yes, I back away, like still looking at it like this, making sure it's staying as I walk out.
as your large GIF feet kind of stomp back.
Oh, he called you a
feel
GIF.
A
How does
little
that
bit
make you feel?
of oh no, you feel a little bit of rumbling and reverberation kind of happening throughout the room. As you can see, a lot of the wood of the cots and things seem to be shaking and jostling. It doesn't make you feel good about how long this splinter will stay in this brick.
I should have used the Python.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll say you just used 3 squares of movement, so you have 3
Yeah.
more. You can go where you would like to go. Claire, you have 4 more. You can go where you. Or do you actually? Because you got a little bit of movement, right? So you got 32. Good stuff. You got 4 more. You got 20 feet of movement left. Claire, if you would like to use it, you can.
I think we just lost Claire.
You don't have to, of course. Oh, she left. Oh, drat. She'll be back soon. Beautiful stuff. We'll say she moved in with you guys. I'll just make that decision for her. Sorry, I didn't mean to take agency away. So, you guys are in this room. You can see what appears to be Claire's back. Beautiful stuff. I moved you into the room, Claire. You guys are into the room. You can see what appears to be some of you can, some of you can't. As it just isn't quite enough light in here to kind of get a good look at it. I will say, Ing and Ohm, you can see what appears to be a figure, a tiny figure, kind of like moving around. You can't see much. The rest of you with dark vision, you can see a small furry creature, kind of cute. A little bit of fur hanging off of its face. The fur seems to thin as it gets down to his body. You can see these kind of claws, and it appears to be digging into the skull of this dead body.
Mutant Rocket the Raccoon.
Ing, Ito is gonna just kind of put his hand, like, just like to like kind of like hold, motion, and when I came up to that door the first time, I heard something making a whole lot of noise, and it definitely wasn't that thing. So let's be wary here. I don't know that this thing's alone.
Ing,
okay.
He's gonna ready his
Claire,
crossbow.
Can you bring your light forward, madam?
Claire, are you in? Claire's not in? Cool. She will bring
Okay.
the light forward. How much can she move it? How much dancing? I believe it's 60 feet on a bonus action. Let me just double check real quick. 60 feet. Yes, beautiful stuff. That is into the room. Does she bring it all the way into the room to startle the creature? Yeah, why not? Throws it ahead, almost recoiling from the light. You see the creature kind of runs back a step. What are you guys doing? What do you want to do? As you are inside this room, you can see the creature appears to be a little bit afraid, runs back away from the light, and then runs into what appears to be this long mirror, and just disappears into the mirror. You see the mirror almost.
Ito was hoping to have shot at it while it was running, like as it moved away. To at least try and get one
action. The trigger would be to shoot it before it gets away.
Yeah.
To shoot it if it moves, we'll say. Sure. Target it and then shoot it.
Alt click to target, right?
Ohm and Zaltik would have also been able to ready an action. Would you like to have readied that same action? Would you like to have taken attack at it if it moves?
Yeah, with a musket.
All right, then I will let you do that. Go ahead and target it and make your
Is
attack.
it
Do whatever you would like to do.
Alt click is to target?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or double right click.
Or the little target button in the left menu.
Right. or right click on the token and hit the little bullseye.
Jesus.
See, I feel a lot of stuff flying, not a lot happening.
Wait, why?
One
This is
single
damage.
piercing damage.
Oh, am I too close?
Mm-hmm. You rolled a 2, -1.
Yeah, so 1 single piercing damage.
It's unfortunate.
No,
it does hit
you
though.
shot
As you see
Ohm,
the
it
boat
just-
fly out and crashes into it. Ohm launches a pistol, musket shot at it, ricochets out everywhere. It does not seem to work out. And Zaltik, sorry, yes, that was me. Sorry. Zaltik will throw out a
What?
DF. What's up?
Did it roll my thing at disadvantage?
It did.
Yeah, it does say disadvantage.
Yeah.
Did it
I
do that? I
shouldn't.
mean, did you
What happened?
did you click
What
disadvantage?
did you do?
No, I just clicked attack, and it rolled it.
Yeah, there's no reason why you would have disadvantage.
Distance should be fine.
I
Yeah.
don't think, unless
Yeah.
you're
Am I too
affected by
close?
something. There's no reason. No.
No.
No,
No.
are you too
So it's
far?
like-
Is the question.
With a
It's
musket?
Is it 40
Yeah,
feet
no,
is
you
the
shouldn't be.
musket?
Oh.
Give it. I don't know. Read it and see what it says. I'm gonna take this guy's attack real quick, and then we'll see. What we
Yeah, if you have the
Got it.
blunderbuss like me, it's 30/90. So you should be fine.
it's a he
Mine's
has a
no.
musket.
I have the musket, and it's 40/120.
Oh, okay, you have the
but long range does not give you
Effect.
disadvantage. So that's probably what it is. It doesn't know that the
Yeah.
gift doesn't get disadvantage.
That's
So,
true,
roll
yeah.
it again.
Okay. How do I?
We'll just say you
So-
hit. You rolled a 19 as the first number. We'll just say you hit.
Okay.
Roll some damage.
Okay. Damn.
As you both release these shots on this creature, the crossbow bolt sinks into it, and then the musket fire, and you just see it kind of splatter against the mirror as its body starts to go into it. It seems to like, and then it just splatters across it. It's dead.
It doesn't make it through the mirrors. What you said?
Most of its
It does
body does
not.
not make it through the mirror.
bits of it.
Most of its body.
Beautiful.
Um,
Ito would move forward.
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
gonna-
gone. You don't see anything that appears to be a threat or anything. You can see inside this room. There are these. There's 5 of them. There's 8 statues behind you. A lot of them are kind of destroyed. They're just ruined, broken, all kinds of things. You can see.
have it. I think you have it on
podium
measurement.
in fr-
Austin.
I do.
Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you. Yeah.
No, it's okay. I was.
Cool.
What the fuck isn't this working for?
You have
Austin was trying to
a
move, yeah.
podium inside the room that's in front of this long mirror. On the podium, you can see what appears to be a chess set. You can see there appears to be some figurines on the chess set. There's an inscription along the mirror. It's a little too dark for anybody to see at the moment. Yeah, and that's essentially what you can see as you walk into this room. You want to get a better look, of course, you can make some rolls, and we'll see what you can learn.
I'm
as
gonna.
you're, hanging out.
I'm gonna
Almost
pull
gonna.
out-
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just because it's at the altar. I'm gonna pull out my dagger, the other dagger I have. I'm gonna cast light on it, and I want to inspect this altar podium area with a little bit more
All right.
focus, I guess.
Ohm's gonna put away his musket and pull out his sword and his pistol. So, and then move forward. While
Okay, yeah,
he's doing that.
put away your musket.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Claire, you here with us? You back?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Shit happens. What would you like to do? As you walk into this room, you can see the statues, you can see things happening. Folks is out here doing things. Ito appearing to cast light on this dagger, kind of holding it up, trying to get a look at this mirror. You can see something. What would you like to do, Ito? Just kind of. I'm sorry, Claire. What would you like to do? Just kind of enter the room.
She's gonna go follow Ito and check out what's going on over there at the altar.
Good stuff. So you're back. You're over there. You're checking some stuff out. Ing, kind of at the door there, at the archway, looking. As you are standing there, you can hear what sounds like it's a clink clink. Something seems to be spooling up behind you. What would you like to do?
He's kind of standing there, and his eyeballs are just kind of going back and forth as he hears it, and he's like, "I think the makeshift stick broke, so we may not." be able to go back across that way. So I'm just gonna move up
Nobody
here
brought the
because I don't
bag.
want to be anywhere near the door right now. He was zapped once. He doesn't want to be zapped again. So he's going to
Should
move
have
up.
left the bed there.
Should have used the Python like I wanted to originally. He looks back at Zaltek.
Hey, look, I can open doors. I can kill people. I don't know nothing about lightning, all right? Leave me out of it.
Hey guys,
But
I
you sure
found,
had a comment, didn't you?
guys, I found
You
some
guys were any good at
stairs.
this, you would have known not to listen to me.
Found some stairs, guys.
Can I
You
take
can
a look over?
see
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You see a stairway. You can see down toward the bottom of it. There appears to be a bunch of like boulders and rocks and things. That you're a gift. You could probably move them out of the way. It might take a while. As Ito is investigating the mirror here, are you investigating the mirror or the podium?
Podium. I want to see the
was
chess
gonna-
set, and you said there's some
I would be looking
scrawlings
at
and
the
whatnot.
mirror
I want
afterwards.
to take a look at that.
So there is an inscription along the top of the mirror, some scrawling on the mirror. That's what I said. And then there appears to be a chessboard on the podium.
First thing I want to do is inspect this podium.
Okay, give me an investigation check. Ing, you're checking out
Yes.
the mirror.
Yes.
Claire, you also want to inspect the podium.
Yeah.
Okay, and Ohms over there by the stairway. Give me an Claire, give me a perception check.
Okay.
And give me an investigation check. Ing and Ito and Claire, give me a perception check. And Zaltek will kind of just walk around in the background and say, if you guys need help opening anything or killing anything, let me know.
Hey, Bug, let's see if you can help me move some of these rocks over here.
Moving big, heavy things. Yeah, sure. I'll tell you which rocks to move. Yeah, see that one right
you
there? Move
said,
that one.
yeah, no.
I was a
You said
construction
you could
foreman in a
help.
past life.
Said you could. You said you
Claire,
could help.
with a 20,
Oh, I'm sorry.
with a 23 perception, Claire, you're getting a good look around. You can see Ito is like kind of focusing down on this podium, trying to get a feel for it. You can see all around the room, all kinds of these this strange arcane signature or code or something. Now it seems to be the same thing over and over again, written in blood all around the floor, across some of the statues, on the walls and things. You can see this thing, but now it seems to be a single idea. You have no idea what it says. You're looking into the mirror. You can see it. First of all, you can see above it is an inscription kind of along the mirror. Doesn't seem to be in a language that you recognize, but it's kind of inscribed across the top of the mirror. You get a good look, but you can see in the mirror it appears to be 8 statues, kind of mirroring the statues that are behind you, except on the other side of the mirror the statues seem to be too far away. It's a strange thing that you kind of notice as you're looking at it. You don't know if it's a fun house, it's playing tricks on your eyes, but it seems to be too far away. And they are not damaged at all, pristine even. They even glow a little bit. Ing, with a 14, you're looking at a mirror. You also see the statues in it. You can see they're too far away. You can see they're glowing a little bit. You can see the statues. They seem to be identical to the ones behind you would look like if they weren't destroyed and broken in different ways. You also notice with an investigation. You can read the inscription. It appears to be in Halfling, and it says over the top of the mirror. It says, "One's education must be full and complete. No school should conflict with another." And then it appears to be like scrawled in a different writing almost. Kind of added on the bottom of it. It says, "Although you can always have your favorite."
It's random.
So one's education must be full and complete. No school should conflict with another. And then, although you can always have your favorite. That says that. And Ito, as you're looking down here with a 13, it seems, you're seeing. You can see the mirror. You can see the statues behind you. You can see the statues that appear to be too far away in the mirror. They appear to be glowing a little bit. As you're inspecting the podium here, you see the chessboard there, and you see also it has 8 statues on the podium. Some of them are tipped over, but they look like it doesn't seem to be lots of dust. Some of them are splattered with blood. They appear to be miniature versions of the statues that are in the mirror, of the statues that are broken behind you. And they just appear to be kind of randomly placed on the chessboard. They don't seem to be placed with any kind of like precision. They're not all in a solidified space. They just seem to have been kind of thrown onto this board. That's what you see. With all of that, I would like to take a break, folks. 10 minutes. How do you feel about that?
Yep.
Feels good? Yes, maybe.
It's good.
Sure.
Come back
Good for
in
me.
here. You guys can think about whatever information you just got, and then and we'll come back and figure out what the fuck is going on in this weird room.
Sweet.
All right. See you guys real soon. That's the question.
Okay.
I'll stay
Are you ready?
And I'm gonna let you all know if that thing that Ing read is a fucking riddle, I am not gonna figure it out. I am horrible with fucking riddles.
I'll help with that.
I'll help.
Can we? We'll help
I-
on. We'll help on meta. On the
If I ever
meta
had to go up
side.
against a Riddler, I'd be fucked. I can't figure this shit out.
We'll help on the meta side, and then
Fucked up, riddles.
Ing
Riddles are
will
fucked
help
up
on
'cause,
the.
like,
Ing
you're
will
too
help
dependent
on.
on various communication styles. Riddles. I hate
Yes.
it.
100%.
Yeah, it is true.
Claire has high intelligence, so it's not meta if I know.
Yeah, no, Ohm would not know how to solve a riddle. Although it could be one of those like obvious ones that Ohm will just look at me like, "Oh, it's that."
Well,
Obviously, it's the zebra
will-
guys.
Yeah, and meta and RP wise for me, I could easily say this trips
Yes.
Ing up because Ing is more about logical thoughts and logical flows of reason rather than these tricky words
True.
that want to try to trip you up. It's like, give me a
This is
mathematical
like
equation.
Speak friend and enter.
Yeah,
is
right.
what this is. You know?
So Ing does read it out loud as he's looking at it. He's got his hand on his chin and he's like, "One's education must be full and complete, so no school shall conflict with another. But although you can always have a favorite." What is this? What? I need college.
Oh, what was your favorite subject in school, brother?
Science, math, obviously.
What language is that written in?
Oh, it's Halfling.
You know Halfling?
Yeah, my best friend.
Yeah,
is
he's
Halfling.
got a halfling friend, stupid Colin Proudfoot.
But why are you always so mean to him? He is such a nice
He's
guy.
an imbecile.
Ito is
like,
gonna
"I'm dumb."
kind of see some correlation between these chess pieces and the statues, and is gonna kind of lift his hand to like knock one of them over, and just kind of like look over at Claire and Ing, and just say, "If I were here myself, I probably would have already done this, but I feel like you guys don't really trust me, and I'm interested to kind of figure out a little bit more about this interesting place we find ourselves in. So, who wants to push a button?"
I'll push the button. I already
What
pushed
button?
one, so.
Everyone? Sounds good.
Ing is very confused because you didn't explain the chessboard. He's like, "What button?" I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll just like, there's eight pieces here. 4 of them are destroyed. The 4 behind us are destroyed. There's 4 pieces that are standing. In that mirror, there's 4 pieces that are standing. I'm curious to know what'll happen if I knock one of them down.
Ing just takes a couple steps back from the mirror as you do it. He's like, "Okay, go ahead."
Do you knock down one of the chess pieces in front of you?
I think that's enough of a confirmation of that I will choose to knock the farthest leftmost one down. I don't know how they're arranged, but I'll just say
Farthest piece on the chessboard in front of you. You're going to knock over.
correct.
know.
One of the one of
yeah.
the ones that would be standing.
You knock it
Interesting.
over. So just points of clarification. What I said was there are 8 statues behind you. There are 8 in the mirror as well, and there are 8 little figurines in front of you. The figurines in front of you appear to just be strewn about. There doesn't seem to be any methodology to them.
Okay.
Some of them are standing, some of them are falling. You knock one over. One thing that you do notice when you knock it over is all of these pieces appear to be the same piece. They appear to all be the same chess piece of vaguely feminine figure. You knock it over, nothing seems to happen.
Can I look back and see if I can glean anything from those statues? Like, if maybe going up to them and inspecting them even.
Absolutely, yeah. You walk up to the statues. Give me an investigation check. Anybody else would like to be doing anything?
I
Investigation
would
or
like to
history
do
or-
something. Oh,
Sorry.
Claire.
I would like to do an Arcana check on the chess piece to see if there's any magic going on.
Absolutely. Give me an Arcana check, please. Ing.
So,
My answer question. So you said there's the statues 8 behind us, and there's 8 in the mirror. Is it? Am I assuming that the 8 in the mirror appear to be a reflection of the 8?
They are the same statues, except not horrifically damaged. Pristine, and the ones in the mirror appear to be glowing with different colors as well, very faintly, as it appears to be showing through the mirror. Claire, with an 11 on the Arcana, you're looking down at these chess pieces. You don't see anything particularly magical about the chess pieces themselves. Just beyond that, though, the mirror is giving you some very magic vibes. You can't see anything, you don't tell, but it's something about this mirror and the fact that creature tried to escape into it, and part of his body seems to have made it through. Something tells you that mirror is incredibly magical.
I got a 17 on my investigation.
With a 17, you're looking at these, and a lot of these statues here, they are horribly disfigured. Of the few of them that are not just completely destroyed, you do notice around the base, you can't really make it out because of the destruction of them, but around the bases of these statues, there seems to be some kind of inscriptions in them. But a lot of the damage and things that have been done to them make it hard to read, make it very difficult to make out what the inscriptions are. They do appear to be different. They are in what languages do you speak?
Which ones we changed those?
You do recognize some of the characters in there. It appears to be Inferno, but it's too, you can't really make out what the words are because there's too much of them missing.
So that's going to be it's going to be kind of I wouldn't say shocking, but it'll kind of have Ito kind of take a moment and step back and just kind of look at these. And I know some of these characters, but I've never seen them before, and I don't know why I would. Does anybody else here get anything from these? Any of these look familiar to you? Any of these statues? Any of these symbols here?
As a
listening, sticks his hand in his pouch and takes like a screw, and he throws it into the mirror.
A screw, just like a little screw.
Yeah, just a little piece. He has odds and ends in his pouch, so it's like a little screw.
Absolutely. You throw the screw. You were going to say something?
I was gonna, as a battle master and battle strategist, is it too far? Too far fetched to say that Ohm is good at chess?
That's up to you. I mean, you can decide right now if you want to. You want to leave it up to a die roll? Or
I can leave it up to a die roll. I would like.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Roll
Always
D6 for me.
it.
1, 2, 3. You're miserable at chess. 4, 5, 6. You mastered it.
Okay.
Claire, do you, as you're kind of looking at the information there, 1d6 plus 1. Who told you plus 1?
Oh, I didn't mean plus. Either way, it doesn't matter. I didn't mean to add the plus 1.
Claire,
whatever.
Do you share the information that you're able to ascertain the magical mirror?
Yeah, so she's gonna first look at the statues. Don't respond to Ito because she doesn't recognize it at all. And she say, chessboard is not magic, but mirror is magic.
And just you say that, I let the screw go.
And just as you say, right, and just as you say that, the screw flies through the air, and just as you expect to hear pink, you don't. You hear bloop, and the mirror seems to just kind of wobble a bit, almost like dropping a pebble in a puddle, and then solidifies and looks like, a solid mirror again.
But do I see the screw on the other side of the mirror?
You do not.
Well, that doesn't appear safe to me.
I would like to go over and ask what Ing saw. And what happened with the mirror.
I mean, you saw him.
Yeah.
You're looking
She
at
wants
the mirror.
she wants to get his opinion on it.
Absolutely.
If I had to guess, this is dumbfounding me. You mentioned it's magical in nature, which is not surprising. It appears to be some kind of doorway. However, what I threw through it did not show up on the other side, or at least we can't see it. It does not mean it's not there. It does seem to be a reflection of this room. However, as you can see, the statues are in one piece. They're glowing, and he counted them, and then he's like, and it happens to be the same amount of statues as chess pieces.
Would I need to roll for this, or would Claire get the idea that the image was made prior to the stones being destroyed? I got it, but I don't know if Claire would get it.
I think it's. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that there's some kind of chicanery going on here. So, yeah, you can. I won't make you roll for it. Clearly, there's something funny going on here.
I think this is an illusion or something. I think we can just walk through.
That doesn't feel very safe to me.
No, it doesn't.
Now, he does kind of look back at the table where the chessboard is. Is there a reflection of the chessboard into pieces in the mirror?
No.
No. Okay. He is scratching his chin. Confounded.
There's also a stairway with boulders.
So give us this very fascinating thing to figure out. It's like, or just go down the stairway with some rocks in it.
Does the stairs go up or down?
Oh, they appear to go down.
Well, Ing takes in everything, commits it to memory with his keen sight. And he's like, perhaps we should maybe further investigate and see if there's any other clues that would give us more insight to what's going on in this room.
So it sounds like someone's doing an insight check.
Insight on the temple's history. No.
The word insight was meant to be used as it is in that sentence, not as a mechanic.
Right.
No, I'm messing with you.
Ito, seeing the inscriptions on these broken statues, what do you do with that information?
I was trying to see if there was, from noting any of that, seeing if there's anything that would have kind of triggered any piece of recognition with Ito, or anything that would kind of stand out to him as unusual or out of place or indicative of the history of this place.
Are you vaguely just trying to ask for a hint? Is that what you're doing? Because I didn't get anything.
No, because so there's infernal letters here which I recognize, but I haven't I don't know of any.
You don't know why you recognize them.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Give me a history check.
That's kind of what I was going for.
Right.
Are you saying anything out loud while you're doing this, Ito, or?
I've been saying it out loud, but I think I've been ignored.
Well, I didn't know if I could hear you. I didn't know if this was all internal or if you said it out loud. So
I've been kind of Ito's been speaking out loud and kind of trying to piece this together. You'd kind of be able to get the sense that Ito's just starting to feel really.
I remember hearing you say Ito said something about how you guys know anything about these words. I remember that.
Yeah, he sees the scrawlings of the runes and such on the floor, really uneasy about those. Now sees letters that he recognizes but doesn't know why he recognizes them, and he's starting to get pretty uneasy with this place.
Yeah, I was going to ask that before you rolled, because
but do you
Ing
state
does have
out
+6
loud,
to history.
Yes.
Do you state out loud, these are infernal letters? I don't know why I know that.
Yeah, yeah. He's not trying to hide that he recognizes these things. Yeah.
Claire, that would immediately ring with you. you're familiar with Inferno. You don't speak it, know all about it. How do you react to that information as Ito is announcing it?
Holy shit! Why is there Infernal here?
What do you
She's
know?
immediately
This?
terrified. You just see her terrified.
Absolutely. Ito, with a history check of 14, you don't remember learning Inferno. You're suddenly brought back to the junk pile, the massive junk pile that kind of just exists in the underbelly of the Citadel. You have these flashes of your own arm, what was left of it anyway, trying to claw its way up through the massive piles of trash, automatons, and just chunks of Citadel, pieces of Spelljammer ships, old arcane mechanisms. You see yourself crawling out, and in your mind, you remember being on a battlefield, and then before that, you remember doing some kind of magic that you don't understand, some very kind of dark magic that you don't understand, and the images of your body doing that magic, a different body than you're used to seeing, a different body than even the one you woke up with in the trash pile, they flood your mind. Doesn't give you any more information, certainly doesn't tell you about anything where you are, but there is something going on that is connecting you with this language, this infernal language.
With that, and then hearing that Claire has some kind of recognition of infernal or saying that out loud, and she seems to get something out of that, she's gonna kind of come like right up beside it. Just a point of clarification, we can see ourselves in the mirror?
Yes.
What does that mean to you when you hear infernal? What does that say to you?
Generally something very, very bad and very dark, and I think I'm getting what type of magic in school we're talking about here.
He's just gonna kind of nod his head. He's gonna kind of look back at Ing and, well, if you were interested in knowing more about myself, I'll tell you that so am I. He's going to pause for a second, and he's going to just kind of slowly reach up and kind of detach his mask, and he's going to just look directly in the mirror to see if there's any differences in his being, if there's kind of any, specifically to see if the gem that's on his forehead.
The mask comes down, you all see this glowing gem in his forehead, glowing a little bit brighter. You can see the revealed war-forged face of this individual, featureless but robotic clearly, and you can see the eyes glowing the same color as the gem. You look into the mirror, and you do see yourself there, and then you see in the mirror this almost ghostly, shadowy essence, almost just for a second, that seems to be attached to you, but then goes away.
While he takes the mask off, before you say anything, I do grab Ohm by, well, Ohm's on the other side of the room. I do. I'm like motioning to him, and I'm like, yes, I can dash over there. And I grab him, I start shaking him. I go, I knew it. Warforged. Just. I've heard of things. And he's just looking, and while you're talking to Clara, he pulls out that journal to read it again.
Mm-hmm.
Ito's gonna just kind of look at Claire and kind of keep looking back in the mirror. And did you see what I saw?
Does she?
Does Claire see the same thing that I would have seen in the mirror?
Claire.
Yeah.
Claire, you talking to yourself, you said something about school and magic in school. You said something like that, right? What did you say exactly just a moment ago?
I think I know what type of magic in school we're dealing with.
Like what type of like magic in school, like a school of magic, so to speak. As you're saying that, you see Ito walk up to the mirror, remove his mask. You see the glowing. You see him look into the mirror. Even through his kind of expressionless face, you get this sense of severity, this sincere intensity. As he's staring into the mirror, you look into the mirror, and just as your eyes perceive his face, you see what looks like a shadowy, almost inky wisp just start to dissipate. Looking past that, with the word School of Magic in your mind, you can see the different colored statues. You know that certain statue colors are associated with certain schools of magic, and you can see inscriptions that are clearly would be legible if you were close enough to them on the bottoms of the statues in the mirror.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And I think that has a lot to do with the statues.
Well, seems you might know more about this type of thing than I do. Just gonna kind of look back. I assume that Ing's kind of walked over and is kind of trying to see all this at the same time.
Yeah, and he's reading the journal, and he's looking up, and his eyes go back down again, and he kind of has like a grave look on his face, and he's like,
Ing, as you're looking in the journal and you're kind of looking at what bit of runes that you can make out that are kind of destroyed in the statue, you see that while not the same, this arcane code that kind of makes up the latter half of the journal definitely derives from the same place that the runes that you can make out on the statue derive from. Is definitely some funny business going on here, and it's real dark. It's not so funny business.
so he's looking at the journal, and he has a grave look on his face, and he's looking at you guys in the mirror, so you kind of see him looking at you. And he's like, I think this might explain something. First of all, that room back there where we found some of the books, there were many books on necromancy to begin with. And as far as this journal, the first thing I notice is those runes we see there. They kind of match up with the same arcane language I saw in this book, which kind of matches these scrawled runes we've seen all over the place in here.
Gideo's gonna
The
kind of
journal
snap his head back and just, may I? I
Certainly.
need to know.
And he hands it to you. Did you want me to my notes so you remember everything that was in there, or or do you know it all after discussing it with a DM beforehand?
I don't. I haven't looked at this book at all.
Okay. All right. Let me. I'll send this to you on Discord so you can see my notes.
Okay. Would I assume I can read the majority of this book.
You're looking into it, and you can see obviously the beginning of it is in common. The latter half of it seems to change to this strange arcane code. The code, while it is different, it is very similar to Inferno. And you do you can't quite read it, but you can see you can almost recognize it and spend a little bit of time with it. You may be able to start deciphering things. There are some things that you can pull of it. In the arcane code, there are some things that you can pull of it. There appears to be there's notes of experiments done trying to create life from nothing, trying to repurpose life energies, trying to summon souls from higher and lower planes, trying to extend one's own life indefinitely. And you can see there were experiments like that were kind of done. You're not able to pull much from it, but you do kind of get the sense of like different entries, some of them being excited over the advancements, some of them being disappointed, but persevering through failure. One thing that sticks out to you, I think, is there's one thing that appears to be written in common in the latter half, where it is all this strange arcane code. It says they lie about the truth of magic. They call healing magic evocation, but I know the truth. What else is healing but bending the essence of life itself? You see more and more talk. The word Warforged keeps coming up over and over again in the arcane code. You recognize it for some reason, because for whatever reason the translation in Inferno is too similar. You immediately recognize it. You can see it. There's lots of talk about the what you know as the last human wars, and where the origin of the Warforged was, and how they're just trying to replicate that same thing that allowed for souls to inhabit these constructs. For them to the so much to the point that they were able to become a form of life itself. I think you would be able to grasp from this that regardless of whatever reason Basendi sent you down here, somebody has been here before and have gotten up to some real interesting but dark things. It doesn't speak to your origin specifically in any significant way.
He's gonna look at Aang, and you told your brother you've seen one of my kind before. You've heard of one of my kind. What do you?
Not seen. And then I've. There are many philosophers and seers over the ages from where we're from that have written journals piercing the veil, seeing into supposed other planes of and spoke of things that they have seen there. Now, most people consider it myth and legend or just insanity or fantasy on behalf of these seers, but they spoke of beings called Warforged, and they were constructed machines that apparently, from what limited knowledge I have, somehow a soul is put inside of this machine, and that journal cleared up most of the missing pieces that I did not know when I read it. And you very well may be one of these.
Aang's gonna kind of. Ito's just gonna kind of. Sorry, obviously can't breathe because robot, but is gonna kind of just take a kind of gather himself a little bit, and you asked me earlier who I am, what I'm doing, and I answered you honestly. I don't know. I don't know who I am. I know that the body that I have,
that the souls are either new or wiped clean.
I know that the body that I have has lived a much longer life than I can remember, and I'm worried that right now we're a little too close to somebody who had much more ill intentions than I certainly have right now. I think we should talk about this more, but maybe
starts
not.
to get a little worried for a second,
here.
And he's like, "I know you don't remember much about your pastor, right? Do you know how long you've been around in this form?"
I have maybe 7 years of history, and from what I can tell I think there's a friend of mine you should maybe meet, but from what I've been able to glean from my body and the upgrades I've made, I guess I can show you this now. And he's gonna pull up his sleeve, and you'll be able to see his right arm is it's like sleek black and red, and definitely seems to be more evocative of his nature rather than like the rest of his kind of rusted out body. I'm not like the other robots that we see around. I'm not like the other ones that we've seen in the scrap heaps and that are walking around and being workhorses here in the city. I need to know more. I need to know who I am. I need to know where I come from. You all should know this. Nobody has seen this. I don't show this to everyone.
You remember, Ito, the reason why you decided to take this job is because the individual who you were, who Basendi was going to sell this property to, this land that he owns to, there was something specific that individual would know more about. Do you remember what that is?
I don't specifically know.
The last unhuman war is a
Oh.
term that you'd heard over and over and over again. That seems to ring familiar to you. Every time a warforged was talked about, they would talk about the last unhuman war, which you have learned over time was a war between the various spacefaring nations and these evolved orcs known as the Skrull. That's all you really know about it. This individual who Basendi is going to sell the property to, this individual who you were tasked to retrieve the book for, may know more about them. You also get the sense that were you to push forward, you may learn more about that here in these ruins that are supposed to be a dwarven temple to some old dwarven god, but apparently has been reused and repurposed since then.
I certainly think that we haven't found all the answers that we can in this place. And, well, I guess the mission that we came here for originally isn't quite done, so... maybe we push on, maybe we figure the rest of this out, and maybe we learn more a little bit deeper in here. Maybe we leave now. He's going to just take a step back and look really contemplative and kind of not necessarily be making any... He's not intending to be the one to make any decisions right now. He's kind of just really reflecting internally right now.
DM, do we know how long we've been in here? Like what time of day it is?
When you got to the Citadel, it was just before midday, kind of like maybe 11 a.m. Relatively. And you came down here immediately. You haven't been down here for very long. Time is funny that way. Less than an hour you've been down here, kind of looking around, dealing with what you've been dealing with and figuring out a way around the obstacles that you've come across. And specifically this conversation here, the time that's spent here has probably been the bulk of the time that you've spent down here. So it's probably still a little after midday.
Claire's gonna kind of walk closer to Ito. Just sigh and just be like, I lied earlier about not losing anybody else. I think we're on the same path.
Ito's just going to kind of chuckle. I don't really know anyone, so I don't know that we do, but I do know that, well, what I know about you is you don't come from this planet, and I know that the answers that I need to find are not here on this world. And so I think that there's further things that we all need to chat about, but I don't know that here is the right place to do it and the right time to do it.
No, we'll talk later.
Kind of not a world, just kind of like a chunk of rock floating around a world, like a small moon.
Sure. Not on this floating rock through things. I don't know.
Ohm and Zaltik kind of standing back, watching the what's the word I'm looking for? Watching the edgy ones kind of have this moment. Zaltik says, "Yeah, they got a lot of problems, huh? They got a lot of shit going on over there."
Yeah, I let my brother handle all that brainy stuff.
Zaltik says, "So you gonna jump through the mirror, or?"
No, are you?
I'm not. No, I'm not doing that.
No, I don't go blind into battle.
I'm not going first.
Yeah, no. That magic crap. That's my brother's too. I'll work on moving these boulders and going to somewhere I
hippo.
know is actually.
You're smart.
Who is he calling a hippo?
Stick your head through that mirror and see what's on the other side.
Why don't you do it,
Have
bug?
that, like, fancy helmet. You got that, like, you can look and then. Oh yeah, I'm a professional. If you need something opened, I can do it. If you need something killed, I can do it. All this magic.
Yeah, it's like
stuff,
all them
it's a little
creepy
bit.
crawlers that crawl through openings and stuff. He does look
I mean,
over
we
at
are
does-
here to take care of pests.
Ito's gonna put his mask on. Ito's gonna put his mask back on and kind of look back at Claire and say, "I don't really have anything left to lose," and he's gonna walk through the mirror.
Ito walks through the mirror.
Ito walks through the mirror.
Oh shit.
Oh,
You all watch.
Ing looks at Ohm real quick. He's like, "Remember that crystal I gave you? Can you appraise that soon? Because we may need some help as this goes on." And I need to find that out.
See Ito kind of step into the mirror. It just wobbles like a painting in Mario 64, and he disappears beyond it.
Why didn't we
I still
tie
have
a
light
rope
on
to
my-
him?
I still have light
Claire!
on my dagger.
You
We
wanted to
didn't-
go.
You see him
Could've at
disappear
least tied a
into it.
rope.
And you do see what looks like the top of his head, kind of like at the bottom of the mirror. But then it disappears.
All right. Ing takes out his rope. Is there somewhere near the mirror that I can tie off the rope to?
Brother, throw me the rope. I'll tie it to one of these statues back here.
I would like it closest to here as we can, so there's more rope.
All right. Well, then I'll just hold it. How about that?
Fine. Come over here.
As they're trying to situate that rope, Claire, what are you doing?
She's gonna wait and see if he comes back the other side. He's able to come back.
I wrapped the rope around your waist, Ohm. It's
Yeah,
an
yeah,
anchor
yeah.
point around your waist. And then I
Does
tie the
Ito
other
have the
end to me.
ability to walk back through? Like the intention would be to like walk through, just see what happened, and if everything's fine, just walk back.
I don't know. For all intents and purposes, Ito is gone, and Zaltek kind of walks up toward the mirror, like pushes his hand against it, sinks into the mirror, pulls his hand back out.
Ing looks at him. He's like, "Is it on? Is it tight? Is it good?"
It's tight. I got it, and I grab it with both my hands. Look, I even got some extra support for you. Just tug on it when you're ready to come back.
Ing is
Before
gonna
you
take a running.
do that-
Ing is gonna take a running start.
Oh, nice. Hold on, let me anchor. Let me get a stance. I know you always like to take a running start before you go into some unknown place.
You didn't have enough time for that. He ran and jumped.
Jesus.
I need you
Oh
Before I
no!
to make a strength saving throw. I believe you get to do that with advantage.
Yes, I do. My rolls have been awful. Oh my god. Oof.
Oh,
Trying to kill
God,
me.
one of
Well,
those-
that's not too bad.
That's not bad. No, but one of those was a 1. So luckily it was within one rolled a 1 as one of those. So
It's a 14.
yeah.
You feel the weight of it not really changed at all.
All
You
right.
just see the rope disappear into the mirror. And you can see the top of Ing's head for a moment, but then it disappears.
Okay. Do I feel the rope don't get like as he's going through? Does the rope start to get tighter?
How long is the rope?
Average rope, I think, is 50 feet, isn't it?
It's
Yep.
yes. No, yes, 50. Yeah,
Yes,
mine-
50
Do you
feet.
leave it at its 50-foot length, or do you hold it like a fishing reel to let it out slowly? Do you do something?
Yeah. I let it out with slack and stuff.
Is that where you're
so,
standing? I
if-
would assume you'd be like,
No. I'll come back.
yeah.
Well, you just
lots of things changing after the action happened. Don't like it. Stop that. So,
Come on.
you're standing
Let me
in
be a little
the
further back.
You're standing a bit back. You see the rope gets a little taut. Doesn't really get too tight. Gets a little taut as it enters into the mirror, but then it seems to not change for a moment. Are you following after?
No, I'm waiting until he pulls the rope. My job is to protect my brother, so I'm waiting until he pulls on the rope. Told him when he's ready to come back, pull on the rope. So I told him. What about everybody else?
Claire, you see these things happening.
Yep.
What do you do?
She's going to inspect it because she wants to know, is this illusory magic? It's like the one thing she wants to see, if it's an illusion or not.
Detect magic. Do you have a way to determine
No.
this thing?
I think you just
From
need
what you're
poking at
seeing, it's safe to assume that it's illusory. When you're poking it, you can kind of see your
Yeah.
finger like disappear into it, and then like boom, it wobbles as you retract, and it kind of like solidifies and it consistently like that. That's what happens when you poke it.
It seems safe, she says to the remaining people in the room. But I don't know where they went. So should I go through? Or should I wait? She asks everyone.
You see what appears to be a red and black metallic hand kind of reach back through the mirror and then like beckon you forward.
Through. She goes through.
Claire steps in. Claire disappears. You are by whoa, what happened there? You are by yourself.
So,
Zaltik is still there, sorry.
Yeah.
Zaltik is still there. Zaltik says, that's crazy, and she left a light. All right.
Yeah, that should be gone.
I guess we're going through after you, Bug. I want to, just make sure. I'm gonna tie this rope to possibly tie this rope to something out here before I go in. Is there
the Zaltiks? I'm definitely not doing that. You go first.
All right, well, let me go ahead and find somewhere to tie this rope to. What can
We're going together. Let's hold hands.
How much do I have enough slack to get it back to
Jump
to,
on
like,
3.
Hold on. Do I have enough slack to change the rope, untie the rope for me? And
20 feet that way, 20 feet back to you. That's 40 feet of rope, and then 10 feet maybe into the mirror. Probably
I mean,
not.
does that Diaz have
Okay.
legs?
Like the oh yeah, there's
the podium?
The podium,
No,
yeah.
yeah.
Podium is a stand.
solid.
If it's a podium, I can't
It's just- yeah,
wrap
solid.
it.
You
solid.
could.
Oh,
you
it's
could
against the
wrap
wall,
rope
though, isn't
around
it?
But it is big, so you're looking at losing about 30 feet of rope to get
We
around
don't.
it, and then
Well,
20
we
feet
don't
left,
need
and
the
you don't
rope.
know
We
how
just need the
much-
rope there to be able to
the rope is tied to Ing.
Yeah, but he's not going any further until I come through. So I'll tie it somewhere else. Then he'll untie it from himself.
How is he? Does he have these instructions to do that? How do you intend?
I have a
To make
feel.
that happen.
I mean, he's the one who. I mean, you
You're
think
gonna
he's
feel
just
Will
gonna?
it to
I would say,
Will it
I
to
mean,
me.
this kind of thing, the way they did it, I would say this is something they've done before, either climbing or whatever, that they know when you're on either end of the rope.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a
like, we're
signal,
brothers.
like, yeah,
twin brothers, man.
Tug to
It's a
pull me
twin
back.
thing. It's a twin thing.
Like if I need help to pull. Like if I didn't need help, I would just walk back through. But if I'm tugging
So the
it, that means I
question
need.
is, you are tugging it, or you are?
Are you
not?
No, no,
tugging
no.
it? No,
No,
you're not
no.
tugging it. Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be any tugging happening on the rope.
No. So that's why I was just gonna tie it to another end. So we had it tied, anchored to something on this end. but obviously there is nothing I can tie it to that's gonna be worth it. So, although it's a way to guarantee that the thing stays open, but Ohm wouldn't realize that, so he's just gonna walk through. I'm walking through.
You just walk through.
Just walk through, yes. Go ahead and get rid
Alright,
of it.
Ohm walks through.
Yeah.
You could have
See you later,
that-
bud.
Zaltek the rope.
Nope.
Zaltek,
No, that's what I'm
Zaltek
saying.
follows-
Ohm's not that smart.
Oh, okay.
to
Zaltek follows in behind you all. You all end up just in this strange, large room that appears to have across from you these glowing statues. All of them glowing brightly. That's what you got. Very dark inside here. This isn't supposed to be here. Very dark. Those of you with dark vision can just barely see. All of you obviously can see the glowing statues on the other side.
My
Can't
light
see
on my
what's
dagger
people
still up?
next
Has
to
it
you.
been?
You can feel. Oh yes, your light on your.
Has it
dagger
been
is
over
still
an
on.
hour
Where's your
yet?
light?
Because I still have a torch. If it hasn't. If it's been over an hour,
Since you lit the torch.
yeah, I don't think it has been over.
No, you still have.
So,
No, you still have the torch.
so we're yeah. Where am I? There I am.
So dark room, just your light kind of giving you the vision, giving you the visibility.
Yeah.
What is the torch is?
Can we mention at this point, Ing does realize that Ohm came through, and
I already
does know
activated
that
the torch. So
that the rope was going through a solid wall, and now Ing has come through, and he just looks at Ing and goes, and Ohm, he's like,
hey, you should have come back and told me to tie it to something. I didn't know what to do, so I assumed
that's
everything
what I
was
was
okay.
trying to do
Walk
before,
through.
and you said you'd hold it.
Yeah, but I thought I told you to tug if there was anything wrong. I thought you'd come back.
Well, there
through
isn't
and
anything
talk to
wrong,
me.
but that wasn't an invitation to come in.
I thought you poked your head out and told us to come in. Didn't you?
And he looks at the wall. Really?
Huh? Hey, I untie the rope and hand it to him. Here you go.
I swear to God, we're pointless. I don't even know why. Bother.
Look, if mother, don't even get me started on father.
Anyway,
you were always
glowing
father's favorite.
statues.
Mother was.
It's kind of fascinating, actually.
You can see the statues all have some kind of inscription on the bottom of them. A little far away to read, but it looks vaguely familiar to you, Ido.
I'm gonna take a step onto the squares. Just onto the square that's in front of me.
Sure.
This looks oddly like a chessboard, guys. Okay.
No, nothing.
Nothing says you haven't.
You and father always played that game.
Claire, you're looking around here. You kind of see the different glowing statues. You can see around you. You hear what sounds like a thump, 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 this kind of thumping sound that's happening on either side of you, far away from you, on either side of you. You don't see anything, and yeah, you're looking around. Ing, you see the room here. You have that inscription playing on replay in your mind. Ohm and Zaltek, essentially useless at this moment. What do you guys want to do?
Now, my question is, I know Claire was talking about, there was a discussion with Claire about when she did the Arcana check about the schools of magics and the colors. Did she say any of this out loud? I don't know. I know Ing didn't ask her any details of it, but what was revealed?
I don't remember saying that she said it out loud, so we're gonna roll that you didn't.
Okay. would Ing, being an artificer, know the thing involving schools of magic and the colors?
Very much so. You'd be very familiar with the schools of magics. There may be some you're not entirely sure about what the colors are. Abjuration you would recognize almost immediately, as it is essentially what is the primary school of magic surrounding your armor.
Are we as players supposed to know these colors? Because I have no idea.
If you hover over them, you should be able to see the names of the different
all right.
schools of magic.
Okay, I see now. Yes.
You can see Claire eyeing the green one.
Right. Well, Ing does look over at Claire, and he's like, "Did you not check for Arcana earlier?"
I did.
And
I didn't think we were leading here, though.
What did you
Each one
divinate?
is a school.
Yes, definitely see that. Very
do
familiar
magic
with
on
the teal of abjuration, and I can kind of make out the others as well. Now this reminds me of the inscription above the mirror.
Yep.
One education must be full and complete. No school shall conflict with another, although you can always have a favorite.
Remember, although you can always have your favorite, was a separate kind of addendum, if you will, added on in a different kind of scrawling. You'd imagine that it's, I don't know. You take what you will from that information, but it was distinctly different and separate.
Ito's gonna hear the conversation behind him, and is going to kind of eye specifically the red one, and is going to use shadow missile on it.
Okay, you're going to shoot magic at the evocation statue.
Yeah.
Expend your spell slot. As you can see, the little shadowy missiles, these little torpedoes of shadowy magic just go streaking off. 3 of them, they all crash into it. It glows a little bit, doesn't seem to do anything.
Sounds good.
You're looking at it. These are distinctly chess pieces on a chessboard. You can hear Ing kind of mumbling to himself. One's education must be full and complete. No school should conflict with another. Everyone's looking in here. You watch Ito shoot missiles at this statue, crash into him. Nothing seems to happen. You hear this kind of thumping sound happening on either side of you. Nothing seems to be happening at the moment. All of you standing back off of the board. You're looking around. Ohm, what do you think of this situation?
I'm just on guard, basically. I've got my
keeping watch.
My pistol is what I've got
Ready.
out with my torch.
Are you readying a shot?
I'm readying a shot in case something comes to life, and is just even doesn't have to attack us. If just something comes to life, or if there's anything living that shows up, I'm ready to shoot it.
Sure.
Can I as a player say what I think I know this is?
No. Ito. Ing. What would you? What are you getting from this room? You're looking around. You're enjoying your oatmeal cream pie. What's the situation here? Is it?
Really?
Just nervous snacking.
Now I'm assuming when Ito moved up, nothing happened, right? Nothing else moved.
Nothing seemed to happen. Nothing seems to happen. Nothing moved. Nothing happened. Ito moved up. Doesn't seem to be a situation.
He's still scratching his head trying to figure this out. He knows that inscription has to do with something, especially considering it speaks of schools that none should conflict. And one education should be complete. So he's almost thinking of perhaps they should be moving these statues. And he says this out loud. He's like, the only thing I can think of is perhaps moving these, but I have not figured out if that is the case, the strategy of what we should be moving, or how, or when, or where.
Absolutely. Claire, you're looking around at the situation. You hear Ing kind of saying this thing. You see him getting his pistol ready. You see Zaltik doing a similar thing with his. You see these. He's holding daggers. He's holding short swords in his two arms. You see his little arms seem to materialize this strange, wispy, almost translucent magical blade, getting ready just to prepare stuff. You hear Ing mumbling out loud, thinking out loud these ideas. What do you think as you're looking around the room, Claire? What response do you have?
Looking around, noticing that she's the only one without a single injury, she's kind of going to mumble, "Fuck it," and step up. And then she's going to ready a Toll the Dead just in case something pops up and tries to kill her.
Okay, ready and Toll the Dead. Love to see it. So back around to Ido. Now, as a player, you could say or do whatever you want.
Is this Sudoku?
You can say or do whatever you want.
Is this Sudoku rules? That's what I'm saying here. It's a square. There's even numbers here. I don't know if they gotta be ordered in whatever. Like I don't know if there's.
So, it is 12 midnight right now. 12 a.m. Normally we would stop now. We just entered this room that appears to be a puzzle. Would you guys like to continue?
No.
Fair enough.
Chris says no. Chris can leave.
Well, that answers
Would anyone else like to
Well,
continue?
no, I'd like to do the puzzle next time, starting
Sure.
next. You know what I mean? I'd like to be a part of
Right,
doing
right.
the puzzle. Just it's midnight.
Really?
It's like it's
It
late,
is.
you know, and
It is.
it's 11 here, obviously, but
Mhm.
you know, it's
You
late.
said
Here.
no.
It's late. So
What about everyone else?
We might think better if it's not midnight.
I mean, I'm
Exactly,
fine.
that's
I don't
fine.
care either
I'm
way,
fine either
but-
way. I'll keep playing,
Yeah.
or if we stop, I'm fine.
I'm
with
fine
stopping
either
as
way.
well.
I'm fine either way.
I'm mountain time. It's 10 o'clock for me. I was gonna play Dark Tide after this
He's
anyway.
good to
So
go. So now, do you all feel comfortable abandoning Chris and
No,
letting him
no,
miss
no.
out on the rest of this
No.
puzzle
No.
because he's
No.
clearly tired?
No.
selfishly,
Okay, that's-
100%. Actually, no.
No.
Let's take it away.
Man, I would
All right,
have
then,
totally gone on. No,
take
I'm
your
just
notes.
kidding.
Take
Take your
Take your
notes.
notes. Write down what you need to. Remember this sequence. We will come back.
In 2
We will
weeks.
return to this
Wait,
in a couple of weeks. I will say before you go.
wait. Are we
since
going
you
to?
all-
Because it's Christmas week, so
Oh, actually, maybe not.
20.
It's
It's
a
the
Tuesday,
20th.
right?
It's the
The
20th.
20th.
We'll talk about it in the Discord. We'll figure it out in the
Okay.
Discord.
Okay.
But what does happen, what you do see, is there appears to be these stone statues on the side of you. These kind of stone pillars appear to have cracks in them, and you can see what looks like little claws starting to crawl through them. It
great.
is something that you can kind of see happening on either side of you. So, what that means is, when we get back, since there seems to be some idea of how to approach this thing, when we get back, we're probably going to roll initiative and solve a puzzle. That's probably what's going to happen. You have 2 weeks to figure it out. It should be pretty easy with fucking 2 weeks of Googling and shit. That's the end of the show for me. How would you guys like to wrap up? You each get to have your own moment to kind of close the show if you would like. I don't really care. Say whatever you want to say. Stars and wishes? I don't know. What the fuck you want to do? I'm done. It has been a pleasure.
I guess I will say that since it's been quite a short time that Ito has kind of been a part of this, it would be
40
quite
minutes.
yeah it would be quite clear that his like kind of brutish, like kind of self-important kind of nature that he walked into this with has almost entirely dropped, and he's definitely seems on edge, but also like very kind of headstrong in needing to know what is happening here, because it seems to hold the key to knowledge he doesn't have yet. So that's
Which is
basically
why Ing softened and took a chance of hurting himself going through the fucking mirror after you.
I'm all for it.
Good RP. Strong RP episode. Strong RP episode.
Yeah, I was gonna say similar. Like I don't know if you have noticed, Claire has gone a little bit off lately.
Yeah, she's just,
Yeah.
I sense a deep-seated anxiety growing right now.
Yeah. So she's
Good
being a little
stuff.
riskier than normal.
Good stuff. We like it.
And I knew you were a fucking Warforged.
Yes.
If it wasn't already abundantly
Pretty
clear, Ito is derivative of Dr. Ito from Battle Angel Alita. So
Yeah, I didn't get it from the name, but because I've thought about Warforged a lot, and I've thought about using them not as a player character, but as aspects of things in games I DM. The moment when you said, "Oh, Ing will notice that he's plates," and it's like I'm like, "Oh, this motherfucker's a Warforged." And I'm like, motherfucker. And
love it.
there's a reason why Ing asked you how long, if you remember, because I'm like, they did not shove Kestis into this fucking body, did they? I was like, then you said no. It's been
That
about
would
years.
be
I'm like,
dark.
okay, all right, it's not Kestis.
I wouldn't put it past Yellow, but that would be dark.
That would be cool though.
If it is, there better be an explanation why this Warforged has a memory of 6-7 years. That's all I know.
I've been alive for 45 minutes.
Modify
right.
memory is a 5th level spell.
Yeah. That is true.
For those of you who
But
don't know, that is level 9.
Level 9. The highest you
So
can go.
that is the end of this. Anybody have anything else that they want to add or close with, or something that they want to say?
I suck at Sudoku, so this would be great if it is.
I thought this was a really
Sudoku. It's
good
not Sudoku.
Why is
really
it's
good.
obviously a chessboard? Why does everyone keep saying Sudoku?
chessboard. Yeah, I know it's not Sudoku, it's chess. It's definitely chess.
We don't have.
I'm bad at that too, so.
But I thought this was a good brothers episode for opening.
Yeah.
Very
Lots of good
brothers.
RP this episode. Lots of good RP.
So,
Yeah.
Ito,
it was-
Claire's Zaltic, the most RPs Zaltic has ever done.
Very talkative. Very talkative.
Shout out to you, Spencer.
Great
He's at
job
home.
today,
He's
Spencer.
at home right now watching, coughing, rolled up in a blanket. Fuck you. But yeah, no, it was
I would not
fun.
pick
The
out
RP all around was really good. And the way all the RP went together, there's a and this is what I enjoy with RP is there's tension building between the RPing and there's just character growth between characters who just met, start to meet, start to know each other, change of opinions and stuff like that. So there's that's real
Lots of development.
meaty when you're talking about RP work. So I did enjoy that.
Indeed.
And I did have Ing in mind to be kind of tanky. I also knew that with Ohm there, he didn't have to be a tank all the time. But I'm starting to realize that I am slowly falling down this slope, which is not a bad slope, but of the slope of where Ing is constantly, recklessly putting his neck out all the time. Which actually adds on to why Ohm thinks he has to protect him all the time, because he's just recklessly putting his neck out all the time.
Ing has a ridiculous AC. Oh, that's not ridiculous, but a very good AC, a very strong AC, and he has magics and things that can allow for improved tankiness. Ing just got a bad rap with some of those rolls. They were fucking him up last game, son.
Yeah.
So he's not in good shape.
But
He's
it's
not
great
in good
because
shape
I
at the
keep
moment.
hanging on in that danger zone. It just keeps hanging there. So it's kind of fun.
Very
Yeah.
riveting.
When you're at level 4, 1 or 2 failed saves makes a big difference.
That's why I was saving my damn spell slot, but I had to use that fucking cure wounds. When Claire cured me, I'm like, all right, I can hang out for a little bit. Then, motherfucker, 2 seconds later, I gotta do it again.
I could have killed again.
I'm gonna open this door directly into this trap.
It looked like the safest place.
You used 3 too many descriptive words for that archway, and I was like, God damn it!
Yeah.
Like I know it's obvious what's gonna happen here. I don't know what's gonna happen, but like he's gonna get hurt here.
Something's
Too
gonna
good.
happen.
Too good.
All right, man. It's been a pleasure. It's good
Yes,
stuff.
been fun.
Likewise,
We will end the stream
everybody.
here too. Also, thank you for joining us. Until next time, so say we all.